This is Big Rapids Cardinal football on Big Country 100.9, broadcasting from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios. Isabella Bank. Bank local, bank anywhere at one of 30 locations or online at isabellabank.com. Now, let's go live to the Isabella Bank Sports Studio with Coach Scarpelli.
It's sunny skies. It's clear out here. It's fall in Michigan, I guess. It's a perfect night for some Big Rapids Cardinal football on Big Country 100.9. JT Scarpelli with Connor Venix on my side. This is week 4 of our season. We're coming to you live from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios. Tonight, Cardinals are in Stanton, the home of the Central Montcalm Hornets, the undefeated Hornets at that. Tonight's game is brought to you by Lakeside Motorsports, Misiola Tech, and the Misiola Career Center. The Big Rapids Bowling Center. All touchdowns are celebrated with the Schuberg Insurance Agency. Our player of the game is supported by Big Rapids Public Schools and the Big Rapids Virtual School. Every extra point is a Johnson's Automotive extra point. The drive of the game is driven by MOTA, the Mikasa Osceola Transit Authority. All injuries are cared for by Michigan Primary Care Partners of Big Rapids, Canadian Lakes, and Reed City. Game is also brought to you by Quality Car and Truck Repair, Sam's Disposal, Paris Auto Sales and Service of Big Rapids. Hey, ask for Mark Solis. He'll hook you up with a super nice ride. And BigRapidsDailyNews.com. The stations in the Big Rapids Radio Network have been the voice of Cardinal sports for 23 years, a valued partnership with Big Rapids Public Schools and the Big Rapids community that we very much appreciate. We're starting to get a better picture of this season. We'll shake down how this season will shake down for playoff time. But this week is absolutely huge for the Cardinals. They lost week 1 at Coopersville 42-30. By the way, Coopersville is actually 3-0, and they've already scored as many points as they did the entire 2019 season. So that actually helps the Cardinals as the season progresses. But a rough first half left the Cardinals down 42-0, but Will Strickler did what is becoming a weekly occurrence, and he scored. He scored a lot. He was 25 of 40 in the opener, passing for 280 yards and a touchdown. He added 3 more teams. And, folks, you better get used to it because, as I said, it's happening a lot. Week 2 at Fremont was no different. But we did get the emergence of senior running back Justin Gorchevitz. He rushed 14 times for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Strickler added a rushing touchdown of his own with 2 passing. Fremont, a team that is showing rapid improvement under new head coach Jason Carpenter, but wasn't enough, and BR won easily 40-13. Then we have last week, a perfect night to open brand new Cardinal Stadium versus the Newaygo Lions. Athletic Director Don Thompson, parents, faculty, the administration, and so on did an unbelievable job for the pregame. Really cool stuff for those kids. Students and Rocket players formed a tunnel. David Miller burst through the banner with a big old flag. It was a sight to see, and it's only going to get better come next week. Trust me, I have a good source. Big Rapids started that game slowly, trading penalties with the Lions before Strickler, Strickland, and Gorchevitz just took off, scoring 20 unanswered points and winning at 34-14. The highest of 5s goes to Coach Brickey and his defensive unit in that one. Absolutely dominant. They held the Lions to 39 yards outside of the second quarter, which was the Lions' only scoring quarter. Cardinal defense created 5 takeaways, 3 of them interceptions, 2 of those by Grant Kidder, my guy. Cardinals also brought pressure all night as Newaygo's backfield just could not get established. It was a very long night for Harkness and Joseph, especially Harkness, who was sacked 4 times, 2 by Peck, 2 by Cheese. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll preview the Hornets, get some matchups, and I'll actually pull Connor into this broadcast a little bit. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Big Country 100.9.
At Isabella Bank, we realize your life is mobile, so you need your banking to be too. Isabella Bank has partnered with the Allpoint ATM network to offer over 55,000 surcharge-free ATMs worldwide. Now you can conveniently access your money free of charge at thousands of locations. Visit IsabellaBank.com to open an account online today. Then find an Allpoints ATM near you on our website or on the Allpoint app. Isabella Bank. Bank local. Bank anywhere. Surcharge free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
MOTA, Mikasa Osceola Transit Authority. They're here. They're everywhere. Available with a phone call to take you here to there, including connections to Isabella and Wexford County, Yates and Clare, shopping trips, meetings, appointments, visits, Monday through Saturday. A MOTA Green and Gold bus can take you where you need to go for as little as $2 with discounts for seniors, veterans, and kids. Call 796-4896 for availability and to confirm your rate. Just call 231-796-MOTA. 796 MOTA.
And welcome back to Big Rapids Cardinal football on Big Country 100.9. JT Scarpelli and Connor Vanix coming to you live from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios. We are at Central Montcalm High School getting set for this Friday night kickoff on a beautiful night. Connor, got any memories of this field?
Oh, yeah. I got quite a few.
Share one.
They aren't really that good.
On the spot. All right.
They've been tough. They've been tough in the past, that's for sure.
They have, and it's because of one man in particular. Third-year head coach Scott Kripe. Kripe was formerly the head coach down in Adrian for the Maples from 2014 to 2018. He was only 12-27 down there, but since taking the helm at Central Montcalm, as you said, Connor, he has been tough. 14-6 overall, 12-4 in the CSA Gold overall. Two of those losses were to, surprise, surprise, Reed City. He's 9-2 at home, 7-2 versus Gold teams at home. And both of those losses in the Gold, one to Reed City, as I mentioned. The other one, kind of a surprising playoff finale against the Tri-County Vikings to end last season right here in Stanton. The Hornets were last year looking pretty good all year long with a really good defense, which is kind of Coach Kripe's thing. But then they collapsed in that first round, losing 33-7. Tri-County moved on to beat Grant 40-21 before losing to Oak Ridge. Hey, that's a team we know from last year. They lost to them 50-12. Kripe, as I mentioned, has established quite a defensive reputation over his 3 years. He's never averaged surrendering more than 23 points a game. This year, he's only surrendering 14. Since 1990, the Hornets have only finished allowing 14 or less points a game 4 times, none under Kripe. But his coaching tenure is averaging 22 scored, 21 surrendered. So he is in the positive in the plus-minus. But that should statistically return to the mean by season's end. This season, the Hornets opened up against Morley Stanwood, winning 28-14. They went to Newaygo Week 2, winning 29-13. And then last week, they hosted Fremont, winning 28-14. Similar score syndrome. A favorable schedule this year so far, no doubt. But they do have a gauntlet coming up here in a couple weeks. They go on the road to Reed City, on the road to Tri-County. So, you know, Coach Kripe is trying to lock up games that he can win early on so that he has a margin of error come playoff time, especially with the new rules. Big Rapids, though, as I was kind of getting it before our break, is just looking more and more dangerous with every minute of every game. They're averaging a CSA Gold League best 35 a game. And now, after Coach Fricke's performance, his defense's performance last game, the 4th best defense at 23 points a game. And by the way, if you subtract that first half at Coopersville, Big Rapids is actually averaging only 11 points a game. In the second half, 7 points. And that's not an average. That's all the points that they've given up in the second half this season. Fremont scored a touchdown in what is called garbage time in the 4th. Otherwise, no points in the second half for Coach Fricke's unit. Coach Seltzer comes into tonight 26-34 overall, averaging 23 a game under him in his 7 years coaching, surrendering 26. Against the Hornets, he's actually done quite well. He's 4-2, 2-1 right here in Stanton. But versus Coach Kripe, he's 0-2. So he dropped it here a couple years back, 34-6. Run game was unstoppable. And then last year, it was at Top Taggart. Will Strickler's first football game. Offense was a little bit disjointed. Cardinals could not really get anything going. And they dropped that one. What was the final of that one? I'm losing it. 12-7, that's right. It was almost a baseball score. So I think that if they played that game a couple weeks later, he'd have a different outcome. But now Will gets to get some revenge tonight. The kid is humming along at a breakneck pace. So we'll take one more break for 30 seconds. When we come back, I promise I'll get Connor more involved in this broadcast as we'll go over some starting lineups for both sides, some guys to watch for the Hornets. Back in 30 seconds on Big Country 100.9.
Why Lakeside Motorsports in Nelson Speed Shop for your outdoor fun adventure? Michigan's Pontoon Superstore. Motorcycles both street and dirt. Outboard and inboards, UTVs, ATVs, fishing boats, golf carts, trailers, generators, lawnmowers, both zero turn and push behind from over 36 name brand manufacturers and a top-notch service department with a state-of-the-art service facility. Why would you go anywhere else? For any kind of outdoor fun and adventure, we got it, so come get it. Your summer fun begins at Lakeside Motorsports and Nelson Speed Shop.
Back here in Stanton, the campus of Central Montcalm High School, the Hornets and the Cardinals getting set for some Friday night lights tonight. We'll kind of go over some of your starting lineups and what to expect from both sides for your Cardinals. Kind of went over a little bit of Coach Seltzer's resume, but we'll get a little bit more into what the offense has been doing the last couple weeks in particular. Gorchevitz, by the way, 2 consecutive 100-yard games on the ground. Will Strickler, I mean, if you have an over-under for Will scoring touchdowns and it was 3, I'd take the over. I'd definitely take the over. Yes. Just saying that. Whether it's in the air or on the ground, the kid's doing it all. But when we break down the offense, coming to you live from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios, by the way, led by Will Strickler at quarterback, Gorchevitz will join him in the backfield. You'll then have seniors Grant Kidder and Jamal the Freak Strickland spreading it out wide. Juniors Braden Foster and Brody Hand Sleeper coming in for the other wide receiver set. Cardinals don't usually deploy a tight end. They've been going shotgun, standard formation with Gorchevitz in the backfield, and then 4 wide receivers. Coach Seltzer will do a couple different things with them. He'll stagger them 2-2, he'll stack them 2-2, or he'll go trips one side and leave a man all alone on the opposite. Typically that man is Jamal, but he's been changing that look up. And in fact, last game he was deploying Jamal in a tight end formation and then having him break off. 2 of his touchdowns, he had 3 last game, 2 of his touchdowns were just that. Newego could not pick him up, and just shielding him on the line gave a different of enough look that they're able to mask him until it was too late. So Connor, coming into tonight, what are you expecting out of the Cardinal offense?
I'm expecting them to continue their pass game. It's definitely been working for them in the past. They need to definitely capitalize on their powering forward and their wins, how good their offense has been going. Their defense has just been phenomenal, and if their defense can just keep it up, I think their offense is just gonna follow behind them and keep powering forward. It's definitely one of those things that you need as a football team. You need a power defense, and then your offense doesn't have much to worry about.
Takes a lot of pressure off those offensive guys, yes, for sure. In particular, actually, kind of branching off that, you really don't want to get into shootouts when you're in high school football. So having the defense step up the way they have after that first half at Coopersville. I mean, that first half at Coopersville, it looked like we were going to have to win games 55-54. And then Coach Fricky has just locked it down at an unbelievable pace. So much, like I said, highest of fives to that guy for the work that he's done with his defense. So defensively, they brought a lot of pressure last game. Yes. They 4 sacks on Harkness. They caused 3 picks and 2 fumbles. So what are you looking for on the defense?
I'm looking for them just to keep doing what they've been doing, keep getting picks, forcing fumbles, just kind of sticking with that because, I mean, it's been working. A lot of the tackles, it wasn't just a single person doing the tackle. It was definitely one person would hold, and then the whole team would rally right to the ball, which a couple of them forced the fumble, causing a Cardinals to get it back. So
yeah, there's really good pursuit on, I believe it was the first fumble that the Lions had. Really good pursuit by a couple of Cardinals. It was finished off by Philip Wilbur, a.k.a. Cheese, who right on the sideline, right on that hash side on the sideline, ripped it out, and Jamal was able to fall on it before it went out of bounds. And then later on, you had just a bananas of a play, kind of Keystone Cops for Harkness, got blown up, fumbled it. One of his guys picked it up, tried to run. He fumbled it, and then Peck picked it up for the Cardinals. I mean, it was just a what is happening type of play. So pretty good stuff for the Cardinal defense. It's hard to, I mean, I ran into Coach Fricky at the Gus Macker right after that game and talked to him a little bit about it and how proud he is of these kids and the effort that they've made in practice and executing that in a game. So pretty good stuff. We're going to pause here for 3 minutes, and when we come back, we got the national anthem and all that, so when we come back, we will have your kickoff on Big Country 100.9, so back in 3 minutes. I couldn't get it.
Big Rapids Cardinal fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Schuberg Insurance Agency is a winning combination. We'll work with you to insure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, and secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit us at SchubergAgency.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. Schuberg Insurance Agency, community-driven, policyholder-focused, education-based. Let's go Cards.
This is Adam at Paris Auto Sales and Service of Big Rapids. Know that you can trust me and my team of NAPA-certified technicians to be honest and fair, and we will get the job done right for you the first time. When your vehicle needs fixing, whether something small like your heat, something a little more important like your brakes, or even something major like your engine or transmission, call us at Paris Auto Sales and Service of Big Rapids, 231-796-7355. Paris Auto Sales and Service. Just because your car is broke doesn't mean you have to be.
So the other day I was putzing around the golf course. I like the way I did that. So the other day I was putzing around the golf course with only a driver when I noticed a particular smell emitting from one of the ponds. Turns out there was an old garbage bag full of bologna sandwiches floating in the lake. After using my MMA-styled six-toed garbage-destroying, high-flying, roundhouse kung fu kick to rid the world of it, I started noticing more and more garbage all over the course. Retainers, scrunchies, bologna sandwiches, you name it. Without hesitation, my genetically superior anti-garbage senses kicked in and I was torching the entire course to rid the world of such heinous smells and sights. Needless to say, the golf course was pretty upset with my work, but I proved my point. If there's garbage anywhere on planet Earth, Sam's will do whatever it takes to rid the world of it. Also, I do not know the definition of collateral damage. Sam's is a family-owned local business with flat rates and no contracts. You'll never talk to a robot or get treated like trash. Call Sam's Disposal at 231-SHANAKA. That's 796-2952, so I can use my kicks of extermination to rid your life of garbage forever. Sam's Disposal, 796-SHANAKA. I really hate garbage.
Not everyone learns best in a traditional classroom or has the time, resources, or family lifestyle to attend a school. Big Rapids Virtual School offers flexible hybrid learning options for all students from kindergarten through graduation. For 8 years, BRVS has offered an alternative path to high school graduation. COVID challenged us to expand our learning options for all students. Learning can happen at any time, any place, any way, and at any pace. Our program is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with hybrid supports available however you need them, in person and online for all students, grades K-12. Whether you have attended traditional school or are a homeschool family looking to take advantage of the many proven BRVS resources, find us on our webpage for more information and ask how BRVS might support your learning. Go online to brps.org/K12 virtual.
And back on the campus of Central Montcalm here in Stanton, Michigan, Big Rapids and the Hornets getting set to kick off on some Friday Night Lights here. JT Scarpelli, Connor Venix, coming to you live from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios. And Connor, we were talking a little bit about that defense and what they were able to do last game. 5 turnovers, 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 4 sacks. And they're looking to continue the same thing tonight. But they do have a little bit of a curveball thrown their way as we've gotten some of the younger guys involved the last couple weeks. The roster looks a lot bigger here than it actually is. And tonight, I believe I counted 18 men for the Cardinals. So not a whole lot of subs. Guys are going to be going on both sides of the ball. It's high school football, though, right?
Yeah.
You're malleable when you're in high school.
Yeah.
You can deal with it.
Young.
Yeah, you can still deal with it.
Yeah.
So hopefully not too big of a problem. Let's flip over and look at the Central Montcalm Hornets real quick. We talked about the Cardinal offense and a little bit about the defense as we're about to get set to kick here. I believe Central Montcalm is kicking to start. Hornets will be going right to left, Cardinals left to right. Cardinals in their road whites, white helmet, navy blue pants. A couple guys have some white socks on, not many though, as it is pretty warm. And then Hornets all green. I like it.
Yeah,
it looks pretty cool. Slick. Yeah, all green. I liked Nuego's jerseys last week too. Team, but they're going to start on defense as the ball is booted away and caught by the Cardinals' Xander Prince. He takes it up to the 25 and is met. Shortly thereafter, he brought down at about the 27, so that's where Will Strickler And Justin Gorchevitz will get things going for the Cardinals. And, Connor, right before we went in the break, you mentioned you're kind of getting at the fact that the Cardinals have a lot of momentum coming into this game, the way that they played the last few weeks. But having your first home game on that stadium, being part of that history, literal history in Big Rapids and at Big Rapids High School, performing the way they did, they are red hot coming into this game. So even though it's tough to play here, this is exactly what you want.
You're coming off of some heavy energy, coming off of making history, basically, for the school.
That's right. So the Cardinals will deploy their traditional shotgun with Gorchevitz in the backfield. With Strickler, they motion two guys to go trips right. Will fake the handoff and keep it. He's got some space on the far side, and he's going to get the first down and go out of bounds. He takes it up to about the 37, 38-yard line. And I have to say,
that's something you don't see, Will going out of bounds.
Well, I have to say that I have not seen Will Strickler, and I don't have wood to knock on here. We're surrounded by concrete and metal. I have not seen Will have a bad read on that option.
No.
So he always has the option, right? He can always give it to Justin or he can keep it. And that sometimes you'll see him pull it back at the very last second. But I have not seen him have a bad read yet this year. So knock on wood. We got a flag here. It's going to be second. Didn't get the first. Went out of bounds just before. So it'll be 2nd and 1. We're going to get a false start on the Cardinals. Offsides. Oh, it is false start. Yeah, the ref fooled us. He did an offsides, but then he called false start. That's not quite the same as giving an out call and saying safe, but you're in the realm.
Yeah. Yeah, Will's definitely got an eye for the defense.
He has been able to pick everything off as he goes here. He's had, and really even his interceptions should have been caught. So he's got 2 interceptions on the season. Both of them should have been caught, were not. Man in motion. Will keep that. And now he fumbles the ball. And the Hornets are going to fall on it. I shouldn't have said anything. Your dad's going to be so mad at me for saying something.
Yeah.
I should not have said something about Will. That's my fault, bud. Will tried to pull that one back. He had Foster in motion on a sweep, but he read the defense collapsing on him, so he tried to pull it back the last second and then had the ball knocked loose shortly thereafter. So now the Hornets are going to start their first offensive drive on the Big Rapids 29-yard line. Not an ideal start. This has been the norm for the Cardinals so far. So let's see if this defense can pick them up. Cardinals going to go with a 3-5. The handoff is faked. Ooh. And getting popped on the keeper was Caleb Crooks. He's the quarterback for the Hornets. He will sometimes keep 2 guys in the backfield, but they're going to run it about 75% of the time. The guy to really look out for, though, is Mitchell Harold, the senior. That one, though, was a keeper. So he used the fake, was able to get 4 yards, bring up 2nd and 6. So the Cardinals sticking with that 3-5. You might think to yourself, why are we rushing 3? Well, it's a mask. Now they're actually going to get 4 guys down on it. This, a handoff to Harold. He's got some space. The first down. Ball comes out. Cardinals got it. Look at this.
There we go.
What is happening?
It's starting off definitely like how the New Agro game.
It's outside the 20 or 30s.
Yeah.
Or, the whole game, the whole first quarter last time was in the 30s. Boy, and that was a pretty good start. I believe that was Harold on the run. As he had all kinds of space cutting back to the far side of the field, had maybe 1 or 2 guys to beat, and one of those guys ripped it loose. So, bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
As Jake Doherty would say, and the Cardinals have it back. So it is pretty quiet here, and you can hear Coach Seltzer talking. Will is going to look to pass, he's going to fake it, tuck it, and he's going to get out of bounds after grabbing maybe 4 or 5 yards.
You can definitely hear Seltzer make sure his last comment was ball security.
Yes. Will tucked that one. When he tucked it, he went with 2. Yeah. He went with 2 arms on that. He was not going to take a chance this time around. But it looked like there was a little confusion like I mentioned, they're masking Jamal down on the line now. They're not spreading him out wide because they know that something over the middle, he can win that battle as an athlete. So I really like what Coach Seltzer's been doing the last couple of weeks here with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
A lot of creative plays. This time he's going to go trips left. Gorchevitz in the backfield with Will. Jamal all alone on the near side. Will is going to run it. He's going to get maybe 2 more yards. It looked like he had space, and then it collapsed pretty quickly. I think that is Jared Schultz, the senior, on that tackle. Schultz was able to shed his block and cover that hole and stop Will from getting the first down. If that doesn't happen, that's an easy first down.
Yes. Yeah. If that line didn't collapse, he would have gotten 5 more yards.
Easily. Will has an uncanny knack, despite his size, which I feel like I harp on, for falling forward. So he usually gets something. But now we got a 3rd and 3. 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. And we're going to get, this should be defensive offsides, and this should be a first down for the Cardinals. We got that, I think the same, yes, offsides defense. Jared Schultz jumped a little bit. He actually had, I think he was drawn off by one of his backers. I think that was actually Harold, who came up and showed blitz, and I wonder if in his peripheral he caught him and thought it was time to go. So that'll be a first down and a break for the Cardinals. And so it's currently so quiet here, you can actually hear the ref make the call. Interesting. Never had this. So Will...
It's almost pretty nice.
Yeah. Will keep this. Not able to get much. Maybe 1. As, once again, shedding a block, Cade Olson, the junior linebacker, steps up and stops Will from anything more than just 1 yard. 9.5 to go here. And I do want to give, maybe I can buy some goodwill with your dad, Connor, because last night, 27-6, our JV won. They led 21-0 at half. They're now 3-1 on the year. And I'll get into a little bit more of why your father, Chris, will probably like me more in the next couple minutes here. We'll hand this one off to Gorchevitz. He's got a little bit, not much space. He just kind of slipped through.
Followed his lineman, that's for sure.
That's Le'Veon Bell, man.
Yeah,
made a career out of it. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and probably 4. 3rd and 4 or 5. But anyway, so before we get to this 3rd down play, dude, your brother is like video game stats right now at the JV level, averaging over 7 yards a carry, 354 rushing yards in 4 games, 9 TDs on the ground, almost 800 passing yards. That's good for 22 a pass, 3 passing touchdowns. He actually had a perfect passer rating last night as well.
That's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive. And he's a southpaw, so he's got a little bit of that Tua going.
Yeah. That's good for the varsity.
It's good for the future of the program. That's right. Because you have quite a stellar, we get a timeout, by the way, by the Cardinals with 8:15 to go on this 3rd and 4. Play clock is not that long for us to gab this long. But, you have a pretty stout quarterback, very effective quarterback. I mean, as far as we know right now, probably the most effective quarterback in the CSA Gold and Will Strickler. And now coming up behind him, you got someone else that can sling it and run it, and knowing how you are, how your brother Austin is, Riley isn't that small.
No.
And he's only going to get bigger.
Yep. Yeah, he's young enough to where he's still got some height to get, and he's definitely going to get a little bit wider in the shoulders, a little bit stronger.
There's all kinds of talent down there, too. It's actually really exciting. Another guy that I know Coach Seltzer loves, Caleb Dabowski. I love that kid, too. Really good kid, really hard worker. He's got hands. He's got speed. I mean, you got kids all over the place down there. Like, program's looking really good for Coach Seltzer in the next couple of years here.
He's got a lot of weapons that he can use.
And, just like you can't really replace DJ Green Bay from last year. You're not going to be able to replace Jamal Strickland, but you adapt. Will is going to roll out, toss it up. Oh, passes in and out of the hands of Brody Sleeper. That would have been an easy first down plus about 9 yards. He had a defender collapsing on him. And it looks like he maybe caught him in the elbow, shocked his arm. That ball went right in between So that's one that's got to be caught. Pretty good pass by Will. He does that rollout where he turns his back to the line, which I'm not always in love with just because he's a couple times, especially against Coopersville, he turned around, took his eye off the line, turned around, and just got hit right away. But when he has space to do it, it does clear him immediately, and it sets him up in a good position to throw. So Heck is going to boot this one on a punt, and it goes nowhere. That might be a 15-yard punt. Where are they going to spot it? They're going to spot it. Oh, boy. They're going to spot it at the 43-yard line. Where were they? They're at the 29?
Yeah.
So not a very good punt for Heck. But Heck is actually another guy, despite that, is another guy that, in my opinion, is very impressive. Every kick, at least for field goals, that kid takes, the ball seems to go further and is more accurate.
Yeah.
So I've made a lot of jokes about Coach Fox, who, by the way, just keeps winning with the varsity soccer team. Won 2 this week. As the Hornets are going to look to pass. Oh, blown up. Oh, Chris almost had the pick. Absolutely blown up, though, was Crooks. He dropped back to pass, and he's kind of feeling it. Did you see who got that hit? Someone was unblocked for the Cardinals. Crooks dropped. I mean, that was like a 2-step drop back, and just blown up. I think it may have been Grant.
I think so.
And Grant came through with some pressure. I love it, too. I love this. This is shades of 85. Bears here. Coach Fricky just bringing heat all the time. Yeah, this is a disjointed snap here. Probably going to be a false start. So that's going to bring up, or replay second. That'll be 2nd and 15. But, man, I can't say enough. Crooks really took a shot.
Yeah.
You hope he's okay, right? You don't want anyone hurt.
Yeah.
But that is also establishing your presence with authority if you're the Cardinals and picking up right where they left off last game. So last game you had both sides of the ball going nuts because you had a lot of hard hits on guys like Harkness on the defensive side, but then you had Gorchevitz just lowering the shoulder on a couple kids running the ball. So the Cardinals are getting very physical here. Crooks is going to fake a rollout and hand it off. We'll snip it out immediately for no gain, and we get a flag right after the snap. They didn't blow it dead. Your Coach Cripe kind of getting on guys. Oh, we're actually going to have a false start. So we will replay that down. Oh, they are declining it. Good call by Coach Seltzer. Why take that?
Yeah.
Why keep giving them downs? So now it's 3rd and 15. You know what I have to say I really like is you look over there, you see Coach Fricky. He looks kind of intimidating on the sideline.
He does.
Down there. He's got a lot going on, man. He's intense. I love it. I absolutely love it. He's a great guy, a fantastic coach and mentor for a lot of these kids. Him, Coach Pedigo, and, of course, Coach Seltzer. And he's got some younger guys jumping in here. A sweep is going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Cardinals sniffed that out. This defense is not stopped from last game. Isaac Johnson, I think he lost a yard there, 2 yards. Or they're going to say no gain. But that's 4th and 15.
This defense is looking phenomenal.
I can't wait to see the stats so far. We got 7 minutes to go in this first quarter, but we got our professional statistician sitting right in front of me, actually. So I could probably peek over his shoulder, Mr. Joe Bowman, and see what's going on. Hornets looking to punt it away. A lefty boot. This ball will float and bounce right in front of the 20 and go out of bounds at about the 20.5-yard line. Jamal did not even have a chance to return that. So that's where the Cardinals will start it at the 21.
I'm just loving this defense.
Oh, my God. Dude, it is. So explosive offense, right, is the game of football nowadays.
Yep.
The best teams all can score at a moment's notice and all that. But there's something about defense, man. There's something about just in your face, bringing the heat,
when you see a defense just literally blow by an offense, it just...
Like you're bringing enough guys. I mean, that's the 85 Bears. They brought enough guys every time that someone was unblocked.
Yes.
So you better counter it in quick. Will go trips left. Justin in the backfield. One man on the near side. He's going to drop back, look to pass. Slings it over the middle. He's got a man. It's Grant Kidder. He's got no one in front of him. Someone's chasing him down to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown Cardinals. Grant Kidder got on the other side of the defenders. Caught it right in his breadbasket. Nice pass by Will. Didn't quite get on top of it as you see him sprinting down the field to congratulate and celebrate. And Grant was able to beat out some of the defenders and get to the end zone for the Cardinals, make it 6-0. Just saying.
Yep.
That's what good offenses can do. They can score at a moment's notice. That's what Will Strickler, usually what we've seen so far, that's what Will Strickler can do with Jamal Strickland. But we know that Grant's got the speed to do it. So that's one of the first times that you've seen a deep connection between Will and Grant, and it results in 6. A botched snap on the extra point, though, will keep it at 6. That was a Schuberg Insurance touchdown. The Johnson's Automotive extra point is unfortunately no good. So with 6:28 to go in this first quarter, it's 6-0. Big Rapids leads. We will take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, more Cardinal football on Big Country 100.9.
Big Rapids Cardinal fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Schuberg Insurance Agency is a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, and secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit us at SchubergAgency.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. Schuberg Insurance Agency, community-driven, policyholder-focused, education-based. Let's go Cards.
Back here at Central Montcalm High School, Cardinals with a quick strike, big-time pass from Will Strickler to Grant Kidder for the first points of the game, makes it 6-0 Cardinals. Heck will
just like I was saying
off.
at the beginning. I want to see more passes.
It's a thing of beauty too.
Yes.
It really is. Being Will's baseball coach, my only criticism of that play was his elbow was a little bit below his shoulder. He's got to keep that elbow up to get a little bit more on it. He was able to get enough to get it there, but he's got more. He's definitely got more. Will has a strong arm. He likes to sling it, and if he stays on top of that ball, he has a rifle shot. But it was good enough.
Yes.
What am I doing? I'm criticizing a quick strike bomb play between Strickler and Kidder.
Criticism is always good.
Yeah. Constructive criticism.
Yes, constructive.
This kick will be fielded by the Hornets at the 30-yard line. He is immediately met. I was going to slip a couple tackles. He's still up. He gets down to about the 45, maybe just past 45, and then we get a late flag. That was McGuire. Kind of a smaller guy, but he was able to slip through 3 or 4 Cardinal tackles. And then we got a late flag. I'm guessing it had something to do with the tackle. Oh, actually, we have a block in the back by the Hornets, so this is going to come back. Block in the back and the Hornets. So that's unfortunate. I'm trying to hear what the official's saying, where he's going to spot it. By the way, we do have a undressed player down there for the Hornets. He's not on the... Oh, he is. Carter Jeffrey has probably one of the more amazing mullets that you will see. That is fantastic.
That looks good.
As a bald man, I'm very jealous. That is fantastic. Now, we had a pretty good mullet a couple years ago, and then that kind of has worked its way into your family now. Elliot Blair had a pretty good one, and then your brother Austin, and now Riley's got some flow going.
Yep, everybody's going for it.
Everyone's going for it. Snap, handoff up the middle. He's going to get maybe 4 yards. That was Harold. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Hornets, with 6 minutes to go in this first quarter, are operating from their own 39 now. 6-0 Cardinals My favorite thing, I have Will, of course, he has to be the center of every play as a quarterback. But when he's throwing touchdowns, they're getting spread out. Braden had one at Fremont. This a keeper for Crooks. The ball came out, and I think the Cardinals got it. Cardinals got it. That's Miller.
I don't know what Coach Selzer has been teaching him or Coach Bricky about stripping the ball, but they're doing a phenomenal job on it.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, but this is now 7 turnovers in less than 5 quarters for the Cardinals, for that Cardinal defense. That's unbelievable.
Yes.
And for a team that is run dependent, like the Hornets, you just can't give the ball up in that way. But the Cardinals are just ripping the ball loose every single time. So now will start his drive on the Hornet 36. He'll hand it off to Justin. Not a whole lot of space. He's going to bounce. Oh, and then he meets a backer. Nice pursuit by the Hornet defense. He will still get maybe 4 yards. It was a good job by Justin. His hole collapsed, and he was able to bounce to the outside of that hole on the far side of the field.
And even to push his way for a couple more yards.
Yeah, even after he met the backer. I'm going to guess that's Isaac Johnson, who stepped up. Even after he met Johnson, he was still able to get 3 or 4 yards. So now will spread out 2 receivers. He's actually got Kidder and Strickland down on the far side of the line. He will fake the handoff and keep it. He's going to get the first down. He's going to get a lot more, probably another 10 yards past the first down. And this is something that we talked about a little bit at the end of last game, and we haven't talked about it enough yet. That was some excellent blocking by Braden Foster on the far side of the field in the secondary that allowed Will to get the extra yards. We saw a lot of that last game. Jamal Strickland had his 3 touchdowns, but arguably, you can't say it's just as important, but very important was his blocking.
Yes.
And so was the blocking of Grant and of Foster in particular. Justin had a couple of them too, but right there, excellent blocking by Braden Foster, and that got the Cardinals the first down. Now they're operating on the Hornet 20.
Having wide receivers that can block is definitely helpful.
Oh, it's huge. You don't see it a whole lot. It's an underrated skill. Justin, not much there, and he's going to bounce out, stiff-arm someone, and then go down for probably a loss of 1. Hornets really saw that one coming. There's really good pursuit in this linebacker core for the Hornets so far. They're able to shed blocks. They're not allowing anything to go up the middle. You got a pretty big line up front there. That looks like Jared Schultz and Zachary McGuire. Schultz in particular, pretty big man. But the Hornets only rushing 3, but still able to stop up the middle. As they're in a 3-4 here. Cardinals will go trips right. Hand off to Gorchevitz up the middle. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage and not much more. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
All it takes is 1 play.
That is correct. All it takes is 1 play for the Cardinals, as they showed last time. So 3rd and 11, just under 3.5 to go in this first quarter. Cardinals operating on the Hornet 21 after a Hornet fumble. Will's going to roll out, look to pass. He's got Jamal. Ball is tipped. It was thrown behind him and almost picked off. It's going to bring up 4th and 11. So Will's pass, not as crisp as it needed to be there. He kind of had to thread that one a little bit. He threw it behind Jamal. May have had a defender get on it, but I think it was just off the back of Jamal, his back shoulder, so his hand, and then tipped up in about the 5-yard line. A Hornet defender almost picked it, but it fell harmlessly to the ground. I think that was Jordan Gross. Yep, they're going to bring on the field goal unit. We saw this last game, and I like it. Let's challenge Heck, see if he can boot one through. Actually, no, they're not going to kick it. What am I talking about? Will's going to look to pass on 4th down. He's got Jamal in the end zone. And nice defense knocked down by Fisher Hill. He got in between Jamal and the ball and was able to knock it down. What am I even watching?
For a minute there, I was just going to let you keep going.
Yeah, you're like, I think.
I was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm starting to get crap from Joe. It was my mistake. Yeah, keep him in line. Hey, I still called the play as it happened, all right?
Yeah, you did.
So that was 4th down, though. The Cardinals did turn it over. I like the call.
Yeah, it was aggressive. It was well needed.
I don't mind. We get a timeout by Central Montcalm. I don't mind my strategy either, though.
Yeah.
Trying to boot one through.
Yeah.
You don't see too many field goals, though, from that far out in high school.
You don't see that many.
But it would be fun if we could.
Yep.
And you know that if that were to happen, we would probably see Coach Fox run on the field and scoop them up and bring them, give them some soccer cleats.
Yeah.
Speaking of Coach Fox, I kind of mentioned earlier, they had 2 wins this week. They absolutely annihilated Chip Hills 8-0. We had goals by Lucas Tim, Ethan Fuller, Brendan Pippin, my guy, Toby Kirby, Murdoch McDonald, which has to be one of the coolest names I've ever heard, and then 3 by Brady Fox. That moved... sorry, I'm getting confused on my own notes here, because then yesterday they played Kent City. They won that one 2-1. 2 goals by Aiden Heron. Heron has 16 goals in 11 games. He has 41% of the team goals. The kid is ridiculous. He scored in all but 2 games this year. That Chip Hills was actually one of them. A run by the Hornets to the far side. He's going to eventually get swarmed by Cardinals and brought down. It's going to be a gain of probably 7. That was Preston Scott. As the Hornets will cycle guys in and out of the backfield and the front line. Try to keep people fresh. Coach Kripe, as I mentioned in the pregame, a pretty good coach, a pretty good pickup for Central Montcalm.
It's definitely nice seeing Coach Fricky not let off at all.
No, yeah, he's going to keep the pressure coming here. See if he keeps bringing guys. This, a keeper. And that will be good for a 1st down. A keeper by Caleb Crooks. He had a hole, got to the secondary, and was eventually brought down. It's going to bring the ball up to the 39-yard line. A new set of downs for the Hornets. Did get a scoring update as we got a couple other games going on in the Gold. The Coyotes are hosting the Warriors. The Warriors did not play last week. Their game against Grant was canceled due to COVID concerns. So they've had an extra week, but the Coyotes don't seem to care a whole lot. They're up 24-0 after the first. The Hornets trying to get tricky, and it blows up in their face as Miller is able to get through to the backfield. It's going to be a huge loss. It's going to bring up now 2nd and 14, it looks like.
Yes.
I want to say that was Zakarda, maybe on the carry, and he had nowhere. Second he got the ball, Senor Miller was all over him and brought him down for a big loss. And that's the difference, man. That's really Coopersville. They weren't getting a whole lot of penetration. They were kind of pensive and apprehensive. And now they're confident, and they're going after people. Miller is going to put a hit on Crooks as he throws. Pass is completed out of bounds to Isaac Johnson. That's going to bring him back just past the original line of scrimmage for 3rd and 9. That's the 2nd time, though, that Crooks has just been popped right as he throws. That time Miller got to him and did not let up. And you do not have the same rules that the NFL has. Otherwise, that would have been a 15-yarder probably. A clean hit. But in the NFL, you got to lay him down with a pillow and all that stuff. We're going to get a flag here. Dead ball. on this 3rd and 9 from the Hornet 40. Taking his time. I'm guessing a false start. It is a false start on the Hornets with 1:04 to go. So it's the second time that the Hornets have kind of kicked themselves in this drive. It's really the second drive that they've done this too. They've just been unable to really get a foothold on anything, and you can always tell the literal shift in momentum, right? Because you can see it on the front line.
Yes.
And the last time we were here, that front line was moving the Cardinals back 5 yards every snap. Tonight, it's going the opposite direction, and they're just not able to get a whole lot. Man in motion, Crooks will look to pass. He's got pressure. He's going to tuck it and run. He will get the first down. What an effort by Caleb Crooks. Just kind of slipping through the middle of the field. Almost looked like he used one of the officials as a screen at one point for a linebacker, and he's able to fall forward and get the first down. That's a huge pickup.
Yes, it is.
For the Hornets, that's going to bring this right to the 50. I'm going to give a quick shout-out to a good friend of mine and friendly neighbor, Ian James. Big fan of the broadcast. You want to support, of course, Ian, one of the softball coaches at Ferris State. If you want to support Ferris softball, they're actually playing tomorrow in some fall ball starting at 10 a.m. Oh, well, we get a standard run up the middle. Looked like maybe one yard. I think Miller came up with the ball, and the ref just ran up emphatically and pointed the Cardinal way. So we got another turnover. I did not see anything happen there.
No, it was just a big clump.
It was a big scrum right up the middle, and the ball apparently popped loose, and Miller fell on it, and that's 8 turnovers now in 5 quarters for the Cardinals. 3 seconds to go in this first quarter. What is happening?
Fumbles? That's 3 fumbles in the first quarter?
That's right. What is happening?
Wow.
We now get a timeout by the Cardinals. So we'll take a timeout to catch my breath. 3 seconds ago in this first quarter, Cardinals up 6-0. They have the ball after yet another Hornet turnover. Back in 3 seconds on Big Country 100.9.
In a city where anything can happen, Special Agent John Kruger drives a BMW.
Where can I take my beautiful automobile? Nobody fixes foreign cars here.
But a new wind was about to blow.
Oh, Johnson's Automotive. They fix foreign and domestic vehicles. Oh, that's unbelievable.
This time, the problem will be fixed for good.
Now I can get back to California.
Johnson's Automotive, fixing foreign and domestic vehicles like it's their job. Now playing off Northland Drive, Big Rapids, and online at johnsonsautopr.com.
Back at Central Montcalm, Cardinals up 6-0 with 3 seconds to go in this first quarter. We're in a Big Rapids timeout, about to come out of it, and during the break, Connor and I were just talking about what is happening with this Cardinal defense, that they are just getting their hands on the ball and ripping it loose like every other touch for the Hornets. If you're the Hornets at this point, I mean, if I'm Coach Kripe, I'm like, 2 hands, man. You are covering that up.
Yeah.
I don't care if you can't run that fast. We just got to pound it, keep it simple. Just a handoff to Gorchevitz. He's got nothing. If he's generous, he got a yard. Our line judge is. He just did not have anything. So the Hornet front line on defense is getting a pretty good push on the Cardinals as Justin has had to make his own yards. There's nothing given to him. So that's the end of the first quarter. 6-0 Cardinals lead the Hornets here at Central Montcalm. We will take a 60-second timeout this time when we come back. Second quarter action on Big Country 100.9.
MOTA, Mecosta Osceola Transit Authority. They're here. They're everywhere. Available with a phone call to take you here to there, including connections to Isabella and Wexford County, Yates and Clare, shopping trips, meetings, appointments, visits, Monday through Saturday. A MOTA green and gold bus can take you where you need to go for as little as $2 with discounts for seniors, veterans, and kids. Call 796-4896 for availability and to confirm your rate. Just call 231-796-MOTA, 796-MOTA.
Make Thursday night pizza night and get your pizza half off at Big Rapids Bowling Center from 4 to 10 p.m. Or choose from their full menu and carry out or dine in. Big Rapids Bowling Center would love to host your next special event or birthday party. The RBC is open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 3 to 10 p.m. and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. for open bowling and dining. 327 South 3rd Avenue on the east side of Big Rapids. For the coldest beer in town, choose Big Rapids Bowling Center. Like and follow them on Facebook. Call 231-598-9344.
And back at Central Montcalm High School, Will is going to look to run on a broken play. He's going to reverse the other side of the field. He gets a block by Miller. He's going to cut up field and maybe, I don't know, Will just ran about 38 yards to get 2. But that's what he'll do. I think some fans wanted a block in the back by Miller there, but
it looks clean to me.
Yeah, I don't think he got enough of him.
No. It was just a little clip to the shoulder. That was it.
And the kid fell forward on his own accord. I might be a biased fan. So that'll bring up 3rd and 8 from the 50-yard line. Got a couple stats from that first quarter. Cardinals with 113 total yards of offense. Central Montcalm was 57. Will leading the way with 27 yards rushing. Will this time with an option to go. Travis will give a spin move and try to cut up field, but he's not going to get much. Again, really good pursuit by those backers for the Hornets, and that's going to bring up 4th and probably 4 or 5. Cardinals ran an option to the near side of the field. Will had Gorchevitz to pitch, but the Hornets had him covered. So he kind of gave a little fake, did a spin move, and tried to cut up field. It's going to bring up 4th and 4. So Will 1 of 4 passing in that first quarter for 79 yards and a touchdown. So that obviously means there's only 1 reception to Grant Kidder for 79 yards and a touchdown. Crooks leading the way for the Hornets with 30 yards. Preston Scott with 23. Will look to pass this time. He got Jamal wide open on the far side. He breaks loose. He gets a block. It's just Jamal in the end zone, and he's gone.
That's beautiful.
Another big-time block. That's Braden Foster again. What a job by Braden Foster. I mean, that's one of those selfless things because you are not going to show up on any stat sheet to do that. You just made Jamal a hero. But Jamal able to break loose from his initial defender. He created space to be open. Will immediately got that connection. Hit him for the first down plus about 2 yards. Gives a move, gets away from that first guy, and then gets a really good block from Braden Foster and is able to break loose and get to the end zone.
He was able to take out 2 guys with that one block.
That's true. He blocked one guy, and then that kind of created a pick on a pursuing defender. I think it was the original pursuing defender. So the Cardinals are going to try to get that extra point back that they missed on the first touchdown and go for it. Will all alone in the backfield, trips near side. He's going to look to pass. He has a man in his face immediately. Throws end zone. It's picked off. So no good. He had a couple levels. He had Justin and Grant, and he kind of threw it in between. If he had gone, I think, to the second level, if he had gone to Gorchevitz in the back of the end zone, he probably had him. But he went to Grant on the first level, and a good read by the Hornets to pick that off and keep it at 12-0. So that was a Schuberg Insurance touchdown, a Johnson's Automotive extra point attempt, but no good. So 10:43 to go, but there it is again. I mean, we see it at least once a game. Every single game now, the ability of Jamal to A, get open, and B, yards after catch.
Yes, and to be able to fool not one but a couple defenders.
Yeah, it's not even 2. It's like 4 or 5 every time. Fremont, we saw him literally dance around about 9 guys to score a touchdown on a short 6-yard pass. Saw something similar twice last week.
Yes.
Over the middle passes that he's able to shimmy around a couple guys and break loose. Right there, that's just a good wide receiver right there. As I said, created space to get open. Will immediately found him. He was able to break away from his defender, yards after the catch, pick up a really good block from Braden Foster, and before you know it, it's 12-0 Cardinals. This kick, we feel it at the 31, and return for the Hornets up to the 40, That was Zach McGuire. Kind of a short kick from Jace Heck. So the Hornets will start this drive on their own 42. This is just picking right up where they left off. And we were talking about how this is really not the first test, right? I mean, It's not like Nuego's a bad team. It's really not even like Fremont's a bad team. So the Cardinals have had some decent competition. Coopersville, as I mentioned, having a stellar season so far. So 3 men in the backfield. Crooks will keep it and get maybe a yard before he is swarmed up. I think that was Tavion Johnson who broke through, but he wasn't the only one. I think it was Dart Balad with him.
Yeah.
So the Cardinals just bust him right through that line. But the Cardinals not entirely untested. But the Hornets have been quite the force in the CSA Gold the last couple years under Coach Kripe in particular. So this is a really good test for them. See where the Cardinals are, especially before next week when you host Reed City.
Yes.
That's going to be a good game, by the way, when Reed City and Central Montcalm square up. Falling forward on a handoff up the middle. Keep shifting out running backs. I'm trying to keep up with them. That was Harold. Okay. So it'll be 3rd and 5 on the 47-yard line. Cardinals up 12-0, 9.5 to go. Beautiful night. Just a beautiful night for football.
You couldn't have asked for a better night.
No. I mean, maybe you could say it's a little warm to be playing football. I don't think so. This is what makes Michigan amazing, in my opinion, the fall. Fall in Michigan, tough to beat. And right now we're living it. Crooks this time will put a man in motion, empty his backfield. He'll look to pass. He's going to go over the middle. He's got a man. It was too high, in and out of his hands. He had an opportunity to catch that as Grant was behind him. And Grant kind of went for the ball. Probably should have just tried to swat that.
Yeah.
Don't go for the ball. Don't be the hero. Stop the play. That's going to bring up 4th and 5. So the Hornet offense still sputtering, trying to find their foothold. They kind of had a little momentum brewing last time, but weren't able to do anything with it. And the more times that you put the ball in Will Strickler's hands, the worse it'll be. I mean, will just continue to find Strickland and Kidder and Foster. And then if you get Gorchevitz loose, Gorchevitz can come out of the backfield as well. Pretty good punt for the Hornets. Will be fielded by Jamal at the 20. He's got a block on the far side. We'll take it up to maybe the 35-yard line. So a decent return, about a 15-yard return for Jamal, and that's where the Cardinals will start. But this defense for Big Rapids is doing, I mean, you're playing chess here, and you have two rosters that are on the field. You know, the core of the rosters are on the field at almost all times. Looks like Crooks might be one of the only guys that checks out regularly for defense.
Yeah. I mean, it gets hard, but they're doing a great job at, most of them being on offense and then coming straight to defense. And, I mean, you're not really seeing a not trying moment.
Yeah. Well, and it gasses you more playing defense, as we're going to get offsides here by the Hornets. Jumping the gun. Let's see. It was 12, right?
52.
52. I got good eyes on me. That's Kate Olson who jumped offside, so it's going to bring up 1st and 5. 8:53 to go in this first half. But it's physically tougher on defense because you're on the defensive side, right? You don't know what's happening, so you have to use that extra energy to break away from the surprise of the play.
Yeah.
So the Hornets spending way more time on defense. That's exhausting for them. And it's playing right into Will Strickler's hands. Will had a quick pass over the middle intended for Brody Sleeper, but he led him a little bit too far. If he hits Brody there, that's an easy first down. Probably brings it up to at least the 40-yard line for the Hornets. Will not as crisp as we know he can be with some of these passes. That's all right. Just keep chucking it because he will get loose.
He'll connect at some point.
Yeah. Looking at some of his impressive season stats. As on the 2nd and 5, will keep Justin in the backfield. He'll go trips left. Stack 2 receivers on the right side of the line. We'll fake the handoff to Justin. Keep it himself. He's going to get the first down, and he's going to get out of bounds near the 50. The Cardinals averaging 204 passing yards a game, averaging 172 rushing yards a game. That's good for 376 yards a game they're averaging, and they are on pace for that tonight. Quick strike offense, but it's playing right into the defense's hands, because now the Cardinal defense, even though you got a lot of those guys staying on the field for offense, it keeps them fresh. Still keeps them fresh.
Yeah.
Will's going to look to pass again. Quick pass on the far side to Jamal. Ooh, that would have been a heck of a catch going out of bounds. As he dove, went off his hands and incomplete. That would have made it probably 2nd and 1. And it looked like he was trying to get an NFL reception right there by keeping 2 feet in bounds as he dove out.
It was a phenomenal effort.
We've seen Jamal lay out for a couple of these with no regard for human life. He's a special player, man.
Yes.
Really good kid. Just one of the hardest workers you'll see, and man, does he love football. This is just fun to him. No matter what's happening, Jamal is having fun, and it makes it fun to watch him. The Cardinals will hand off to Gorchevitz. He's got space up the middle. He's going to get past the 40 to about the 35-yard line as he was able to break through those linebackers. Good blocking by that front line of the Cardinals. Getting downfield.
That was just a typical Justin Gorchevitz run.
That really was. Getting downfield and blocking. Who is that? I think it was Dart Balad was getting downfield to block. I think he jammed up a couple of those linebackers. Gave Justin the space. Man, when you give him any space too, he will find it quick. He'll hit it hard. Again, a guy with no regard for human life.
I'm waiting to see one of those big hits that he had last week.
You know what's in him.
Yeah.
You give him space and the defender steps up to try to stop him. It's going to be rough. We're going to get a timeout, Big Rapids. This will be the last timeout for Coach Seltzer, so we'll take a timeout. 30-second timeout. 12-0 Cardinals with 8:05 to go in this first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Big Country 100.9.
Did you know there's a physician-owned surgery center in Big Rapids? West Michigan Surgery Center, located on Gilbert Road, is the only privately owned outpatient surgery center located between Grand Rapids and Traverse City. We offer pain medicine, endoscopy, and orthopedic surgical services performed by skilled physicians using the same advanced technologies found in hospitals without the wait and at a substantially lower cost. Visit westmichigansurgerycenter.com for details today.
When quality counts, you can count on us.
Back at Central Montcalm High School, JT Scarpelli, Connor Venix. Not Austin. Connor stepping up to the plate.
Austin decided to go for a UP trip this week.
Hey, he can do him. That's all right.
I like being here.
Yeah, I like you being with me. Coming to you live from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios. Cardinals up 12-0 with 8:05 to go in this first half. Will is going to look to pass. He's got a lot of pressure coming. He's going to try to keep it. He's going to break free. We got a flag, and he is brought down for no gain. For a second, I thought he was slow to get up, but Will is fine. I say it all the time, man. It worries me, him running the ball this much.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hold against or block in the back against the Cardinals. And that's always the danger in those broken plays, right? You get holds, you get block in the back.
You have linemen trying to scramble just to block somebody, and
it's usually you get a mismatch where a lineman's trying to block maybe a corner or a safety, someone who's a little quicker, smaller. They're not used to blocking someone like that.
Yep.
So you get some mistakes on scramble plays. It's going to bring up 1st and 25 hey, this ain't no thing. Cardinals got a lot of practice in the first half against Newaygo on first and extraordinarily long.
Yes.
Will keep 3 wide receivers. He's going to roll out to the far side. He keeps Korchevitz as a blocker. Heaves it downfield to Kidder. It goes out of bounds, so.
I'm pretty sure I saw him go over the top with that one.
You see the difference in velocity, too. That ball had some zip to it.
It didn't just float through the air. It was coming in hot.
Looked like he was, you think, at the 40, between the 45 and the 40, and Grant was up close to the Hornet 20.
Yeah. 19, 20.
Yeah. I mean, that's a chuck.
Yeah.
That's a chuck. He's got a good arm. He stayed over the top on it. Maybe he's listening to the broadcast while he's playing.
Yeah, he's got an earpiece.
Yeah. We should start calling plays.
Yeah.
See if we can Tony Romo it for him. 7.5 to go in this first half. Foster goes in motion. Will fake the handoff. More pressure coming, so he's going to keep it, and he's just going to have to go out of bounds for a short gain. Coach Cripe bringing some heat. That front line for the Hornets starting to get some pressure. So Will not getting the time that he wants. His defense is starting to clamp down a little bit. But all it takes is one play.
The punt team is not coming out to this one.
We get the big man Jamal checking in here. So if you can get this close to the original line of scrimmage, which is the 36-yard line, I mean, go for it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Cardinals will hand it off to Gorchevitz. He's only going to get maybe a yard. So now I say you punt it.
Yeah.
You're on the Hornet 46-yard line. Definitely punt it.
Yeah.
Clock ticking to 7 minutes. 12-0 Cardinals lead. So when you look at breakdown of when the Cardinals give up points, because of that Coopersville game, they are at a negative 21 scoring to points given up differential in the first quarter, negative 6 in the second quarter. So they're going to be catching up on that after this game. Hex punt, skied, lands, takes a bounce, and scooped up by the Hornets, brought up to about the 40-yard line. A heads-up play. Who was that?
Number 5.
I hear Jackson. I don't see one of them on the roster, but that's a heads-up play by the Hornets regardless. As Jamal was looking to read that bounce and just ride the ball as far as it would go, thinking that the Hornets were just going to let that happen. And they scooped it right up, brought it to the 39-yard line, up from the 30. So good job. 2 men in the backfield with Crooks. Takes it out of the gun. It's up the middle, pound and ground, getting the first down. That's probably a good 11-yard gain up to the 50-yard line. Goes Harold. That's their bell cow. You can see him just rumbling, bumbling, stumbling forward. You can't let him get his momentum.
He was just going for yards on that one. He knew he didn't have much of a chance, and he just kept bowling forward.
It's a mentality, right, that you're going to try to go for the big play and be more susceptible to be tackled. A run, breaking tackles, getting up towards, that's probably good for an 8-yard gain. That one, Harold again. But it's a difference in philosophy, right? You're going for speed, quickness, trying to be slippery, get away from everyone, or you're understanding that you're going to run into contact, and you're just going to get 5-6 yards in a cloud of dust, and I think that's what Harold is profiling to be right now. He will bounce, he will hit you hard, and he will keep going forward.
Yeah, he can't do too much movement because all the Cardinal defense swarms to the ball pretty quick.
Crooks is going to keep this one himself, fall forward, and get the first down. He's going to bring it up to the Cardinal 36-yard line. So the Hornets putting a drive together here. defense needs to stop. Looks like Coach Kripe is kind of starting to get some momentum. You see him on the sideline there kind of telling them, hey, let's go. Keep that tempo. Don't let them catch their breath. Cardinals will rush 4. Harold, again, he's got a huge hole. He might take this to the house. He is into the end zone for a Hornet touchdown. Boy, he had
a huge hole.
As big of a hole as you could have right up the gut. So the Hornets making this a ball game. Momentum shifting back. That makes it 12-6. Now they can actually make this. They could take the lead. They can just kick this field goal. They can take the lead with just another touchdown. The Cardinals have missed 2 extra points. This kick, a laser beam kick. It is good. It makes it 12-7.
Cardinals have to bounce back from that.
Yep. So this is where the unshakable confidence of someone like Will comes in handy if you're Coach Seltzer. Will, in these situations, is not someone who crumbles.
No.
As we saw at Coopersville, down 42-0, and in the second half, Will threw for 280 yards and a touchdown. He ran for another 27 yards and had 3 touchdowns. The kid will not shy away from the spotlight. And when you make it a competitive ball game, you might just kind of get him going even more.
Yeah. Yeah, that should fire him up right there.
This boot from the right hash will be caught by Jamal at the 15. He's going to look to return it. Going to the far side of the field. He slips the tackle. He's got one man to beat. He's got the edge. He's going to try to cut upfield. He's maybe at the 35. So a good 10, 15-yard gain for Jamal on the return. With 4:53 to go, plenty of time for Coach Seltzer to get that offense in a good rhythm here before halftime and try to get those 7 points back for the Cardinals. But that's exactly what you did not want to see if you are Big Rapids. That was a rather impressive drive, a dominating drive by the Hornets. Just kind of smash mouth right in your face, right up the middle, using our big guy, Mitchell. And they're able to keep it on the ground and blast their way into the end zone. So Will cover up the line. He'll hand it off up the middle to Gorchevitz. And there's nothing there. This run game for the Cardinals is not doing much, hasn't?
No, it's getting shut down pretty quickly.
It's getting worse. Yeah, it's definitely getting worse. The Hornets are keying in on it. So you're probably going to have to go to the air if you're Will. I mentioned earlier some of the coaching staff for the Cardinals, and got some younger guys on there, including Aaron Repke, someone you know, Connor.
Yep.
Graduated with, part of the most successful baseball team in the history of the school. A sweep here to Gorchevitz. He's going to get strung out to the sideline, and he may have lost a yard. I think he ran 28 yards to lose a yard. There, Hornets are just, pun intended, swarming all over anything on the ground. He's going to lose 2 on that. 3rd and 12. And this run game for the Cardinals is just not here. Kind of limping coming off the field now is Brody Sleeper. On his own power, looks like maybe he just tweaked something. Spray some water on it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So the Cardinals on 3rd and 12 are going to look to do something. They've only eaten up about 70 seconds of clock, too. So now, what I was talking about with the Cardinal defense keeping the Hornet defense on the field by shutting down their offense, same thing is happening now for Big Rapids. A heave to great hitter. Dives full out, but it's off his fingertips and incomplete. That would have been caught past the 45-yard line over the top for Will.
Yes,
that was a laser beam. Stepped up, and, you know, this is another thing about the kid. He's fearless, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had a green jersey coming fast on him. And he stayed in there, stayed strong, and got that pass off. But this Hornet defense is continuing to bring the pressure. So the Cardinals are going to have to punt with 3:11 to go in this first half. So the Hornets are going to look to try to take the lead here. Snap is fumbled, booted away, landing at about the 35, and it gets out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It was actually Justin with the rugby-style punt. Pretty good kick.
Yeah, it definitely gives the defense a little bit more field to play with.
Yeah, a little more breathing room here. Most drives that we've seen for opponents start between the 30 and the 40-yard line. Not too many drives have started 30 to the goal line. So Gorchevitz giving his defense kind of a better than statistically average starting point.
Yes.
Crooks will hand it off up the middle, slipping a few tackles, getting to the secondary, and finally brought down in textbook fashion by Grant Kidder is Heron. Him and Grant got tangled up a little bit afterwards, and the ref's going to have some words for Grant. That was just Grant getting away.
Yeah.
Not a hothead kid, I can tell you that from personal experience. Man in motion, Crooks will keep it, takes contact to the line of scrimmage, and not a very generous spot. We're going to get a timeout. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3. We're going to get a timeout by the Hornets with 2:24 to go. They're operating on their own 38-yard line. We'll keep it right here. This turning into quite the ballgame. This is exactly what I was hoping for in a football game tonight. You knew that it was going to be a battle between these two teams. As I've said numerous times, Coach Kripe has built a pretty formidable program here.
This is definitely a football game that you want to see. You don't want to see one side being a powerhouse and the other side.
It's much less entertaining.
Yeah. It's not a boring game.
Just got a update from Senor Fongers, who is broadcasting for Chip Hills over on Y102, 102.3. 40-0, the Coyotes up at half. And he got rained on a little bit. The Hornets, kind of in a hurry up here out of the timeout, are going to pitch it to Heron on the far side. He is not going to get the first down. Boy, was that Foster on the tackle? That was Braden Foster who stepped up and chopped his legs out from underneath him. And he's short. It's going to bring up 4th and less than 1. What a tackle by Braden Foster.
Great.
He's had some of these intangibles this game that have contributed in a big way. He's had a couple big blocks in the secondary on offense, and now a big tackle, and it looks like Kripe is going to bring out his punting unit. He's not going to go for it. The ball is on almost the 40-yard line. No fake. He will punt it. Jamal will let it bounce. It goes off of a Hornet and then is smothered at about the 27-yard line. So the Cardinals get it back. What a job by the defense.
That was phenomenal.
I can't say enough what a fantastic tackle that was by Braden Foster. So last game, you had I think it was like 4th and 11, and Harkness broke loose, and just shy of the first down, Noah Brandt stopped him.
Yeah.
Turnover on downs, shut down the whole drive. Newaygo looked like they were trying to get back into that game in the third quarter. And now here, you have the Hornets, who had the momentum. And their big guy, their bell cow, looked like he had space. It was one-on-one with Braden Foster. He was able to chop his legs out and get 4th down, stop him from getting the first down. What a job. Hand off to Gorchevitz a little more than what he's been getting, but not much, maybe 3 yards.
They aren't letting him get much at all.
This defensive front for the Hornets is just getting better and better as this game goes on. We're down to 1:15. Cardinals in no hurry. As it's probably going to be under a minute before this play gets off, as Will just got into the huddle. We got 1:05 to go in the first half. The Cardinals really taking their time here. Stay tuned for our halftime show. Kind of recap what happened here, go over some stats, some strategy. Will fake the handoff and keep it. He's going near or far side of the field, excuse me. He's going to get out of bounds, reach up, or are they going to spot him? Will was tackled into the first down marker. Didn't look comfortable. He's all right. Kind of grabbed by his jersey, too. You hate to see those tackles because you typically swale a limb and then land awkwardly when that happens. But fortunately, Will is okay. Boy, that is... He must have stepped out way early because that is one of the least generous spots.
Yeah.
Based on what just happened there. I mean, Will got thrown into the first down marker, and they have him 3 yards back.
It should be second down in inches.
What are they marking this? Okay, now maybe the chain gain was a little bit off kilter because now they have them about a yard short. Boy, that line of scrimmage, dude, he was going back and back, and I was like, you're going the wrong way, man.
Yeah.
Will was running the opposite direction. So 43 seconds to go. It'll be 3rd and 1. 12-7, Cardinals lead. No timeouts remaining. So we'll see if Coach Seltzer has something up his sleeve in this half. Will keep this one. He runs into a defender past the first down marker, so we'll get a new set of downs. But we only got 38 seconds to go.
I have a feeling Seltzer's trying to run up the clock.
I don't think he's trying to play Madden football here. I think he is.
He's just trying to get the half over and have everybody regroup.
Which the armchair coach in me says, don't do it. Throw it long.
Yes.
Just let's get 3 straight bombs here to Jamal.
Get some points where you can.
But Coach Seltzer, a little bit more seasoned of a football coach than I, is probably doing the more astute thing when you have some guys kind of worn down going into the end of this half, as that will end it. A short run by Justin will kill the clock. Maybe got 2 or 3 yards on that one. So it's halftime at Central Montcalm High School. Cardinals up 12-7, so a little bit different end result here than what's going on in Reed City, where it's 40-0 Coyotes. But a pretty good first half overall. I mean, the Hornets really started to get back into that game in the last 5 minutes of the half. Coach Fricky, his defense, doing very well, giving up only the 7 points. So we'll take a couple-minute timeout here, and when we come back, we'll recap your stats, recap that first half, and tell you what needs to happen in the second half for the Cardinals to win. So back in a couple minutes on Big Country 100.9.
Make Thursday night pizza night and get your pizza half off at Big Rapids Bowling Center from 4 to 10 p.m. Or choose from their full menu and carry out or dine in. Big Rapids Bowling Center would love to host your next special event or birthday party. The RBC is open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 3 to 10 p.m. And Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. for open bowling and dining. 327 South 3rd Avenue on the east side of Big Rapids. For the coldest beer in town, choose Big Rapids Bowling Center. Like and follow them on Facebook. Call 231-598-9344.
Why Lakeside Motorsports in Nelson Speed Shop for your outdoor fun adventure? Michigan's Pontoon Superstore. Motorcycles, both street and dirt. Outboard and inboards, UTVs, ATVs, fishing boats, golf carts, trailers, generators, lawnmowers, both zero turn and push behind. From over 36 name brand manufacturers. And a top-notch service department with a state-of-the-art service facility. Why would you go anywhere else? For any kind of outdoor fun and adventure, we got it, so come get it. Your summer fun begins at Lakeside Motorsports and Nelson Speed Shop.
Halftime, 12-7. the Cardinals lead this one as you had a kind of broken defense pass from Will to Grant Kidder, threw it beyond the safeties for a 69-yard touchdown. Then you had 79-yard touchdown, excuse me. Then you had a classic Jamal Strickland, just kind of ran an out route to the sideline, broke away from his defender, caught it, created yards after the catch by slipping that defender, got a really good block from Braden Foster in the secondary and was able to take that one to the house too. On the flip side, towards the end of the half, the Hornets started to get that ground game going. Mitchell Harold able to blast the ball in. Maybe been about a 20, 25-yard run. Pull that one up and see. That was actually a 36-yard run. Really good at math. So the Cardinals, overall, ran a lot of plays in that first half, but the Cardinals with 86 yards on the ground, 125 in the air. The Hornets with 126 yards on the ground, 5 in the air. 32 plays ran by the Cardinals in that first half for 211 yards, 23 plays for the Hornets for 131 yards. So the Cardinals, each play outgaining them by almost a full yard, 6.6 yards a play for the Cardinals, 5.7 for the Hornets. The big stat line, though, 3 fumbles, all lost for the Hornets. A couple penalties, 5 penalties for 34 yards. So some mistakes by the Hornets that Coach Kripe was cleaning up towards the end of that first half. So the Hornets were able to make this a one-score game, 12-7. Will leading the way with 54 yards rushing, 4.5 per carry. Gorchevitz right behind him with 32 yards rushing, good for 2.9 a carry. Will is 3 of 9, so a very uncharacteristic completion percentage for Will, who on the season, is at 64%. So not even close. He's got to triple that. Try to get back in this, but he does have that one long one for 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. And like I said in the pregame show, what new? Will Strickler scoring touchdowns on the ground and in the air. Jamal Strickland has 1 catch for 46 yards and a touchdown. That was the aforementioned play. Grant Kidder with 1 catch for 79 yards, also the other play. I'm now joined during this halftime by a special guest, Christy Britton. Christy, you got homecoming stuff coming soon.
Yeah, hey,
Tell me about it.
So I just wanted to give some updates on homecoming. Homecoming this year is going to be a little bit later. We will have the homecoming parade and the game on Friday, October 15th. Parade will start at 5:30 downtown. And then, our first homecoming game at Cardinal Stadium will be at 7, and that is against Tri-County, if I'm remembering correctly.
Sounds right.
Yep. If anybody's interested in being in the homecoming parade, you just got to get a hold of me. You can email me at kbritton@brps.org. Look that up on our BRPS webpage. Also, of course, anything like that. Our theme this year, we chose that a couple weeks ago. We're doing around the world. So we got some fun little groups. We'll have some interesting floats. We got Rio de Janeiro, African, like jungle safari,
Italian?
Egypt.
Anything
Nothing Italian.
Oh, come on.
We got ancient Egypt, which makes the world history teacher a little proud. And then we also have Hollywood. So that'll be some of our themes going downtown.
That's fun. Very eclectic.
Yes. Very excited to get back doing that. Missed that last year. A lot of work, but it's always really, really fun to see everybody come together and see it. Planning on having a game, not the game, but we're planning on having a dance. So that'll be that Saturday.
Are you guys going to do that on the field? Or is that
not this time, yeah. Well, right now we've got some contingency plans in place. We're thinking, of course we did prom outside, out on the plaza at Cardinal Stadium this spring. But we're thinking it might be a little cold mid-October, so that might be kind of iffy. So we're just looking at some different areas in the building that we might have to do it if we need to. definitely some easy options for it. So,
well, you've done this 1 or 2 years, so I feel like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, especially after last year, having to just kind of punt with some different plans. Yeah, so we're excited, kind of back at it, and we'll get our homecoming reps here nominated the next couple weeks. We're going to get our grand marshal nominated and voted on next week.
It's going to be Connor Venix. He got a vote.
I don't know if it's going to be Connor.
He's very excited.
I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah.
It's good fun, and boy, having the ability now to, I know you said it probably will be a little chillier and not optimal conditions for having anything outside on that field, but being able to do that last year was incredible.
Yeah, you know,
I able to get after missing out on so much.
Yes, you know, I don't know if anybody really talked to any of the kids, especially the seniors, but being able to do that for them, and that was this year's senior class, last year's juniors hosting that. They put a lot of work and effort into that, and their advisor. It was such a good thing to give them a little bit more of normalcy at the end of last year, and I had a lot of positive feedback from kids, and just glad that we could do that and give that to them before, especially that senior group got out of there.
Yeah, one guy in particular, younger brother of Connor here, Austin, I know it meant a lot to him being part of that class. You know, for me as a baseball coach, missing out on a year of coaching him and Sawyer Muse and Keaton Ballard and a lot of other kids, you know, it's so anything that you guys are able to do to kind of give something back to them. I just thought that was really cool that you guys were able to pull that off.
And be able to give them a few things at that new stadium, you know, get them to enjoy some things. And it really was, you know, a lot of people had a hard time picturing it, but it really was, it was gorgeous and it worked really well. And we got to show off the lights for them that night. It was a surprise. It was really cool. And
so my favorite thing that I noticed, they only did it for a minute, but after that Newaygo game, they dimmed the lights and then they only had lights illuminating the 50-yard line.
Oh, yeah. It was very, very cool.
That was
Mr.
very
Joe
cool.
Bowman. We like that setting.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can use that a little more in the future, too, for some special events. That's very cool.
That was cool. And then I saw a picture that someone took of Will Strickler going under center. Beautiful skyline in the back.
The sky is gorgeous up there, isn't it?
And then you have the entryway, the BR Cardinal entryway.
It's special. It gives you chills.
It was so cool.
Especially, you know, some BR graduates coming out of there. It's just really cool to see that come to fruition for us.
It definitely is, and I can't say enough what a good job any students involved in that, but I know the effort that our athletic director, Don Thompson, put into it, too, of coordinating that entry and all that.
Yeah.
It was very cool, and when I was talking with Tim Heiss about it, I thought that almost makes it worth it.
And it's cool to see so many people from the community come out, too, because they're there to thank for sure as well. And so, you know, it's great to have that for everybody to enjoy and for years to come. It's so special. So.
Yeah, it is. But homecoming. So you still, once again, anyone that wants more info.
Yeah, feel free to get a hold of me, Miss Britton or Christy Britton. Just look me up on the webpage, kbritton@vrps.org. We'd love to have you in the parade. There is no fee.
Just show up.
Yeah. Well, please don't just show up.
Yeah.
But it is good. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And we love to have a lot of entries, and I know a lot of people in the community enjoy it. So we like to put on a big show, and we love to have people feel a part of it. So any group or organization or business or anything that you have, whether you want to have a group of people walking or just a truck with a sign or float or anything like that, you know, we'll have the alumni group up there. We'll have likely have St. Peter's and St. Mary's in there. We'll have Brookside and Riverview. Lots of the athletic teams, the fall athletic teams up from the high school. It's always just a good time. So
it is, and can't say enough about how wonderful every employee at Big Rapids is. As I got a wife who just started down at Riverview, and boy, she loves it.
Yeah,
it's a great. Can't say enough about how, like, the direction of the school. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Good people, yourself included.
Thank you.
Helping out. So we were able to kind of take in during halftime here 12-7. Big Rapids leading. We're able to take in the halftime show. We didn't get quite as many Pirates as we wanted in the show,
That was the best.
it was
We
a
did
good
see
one.
some railroad stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good one.
I do have a shout out if I can.
Go for it.
So, you're talking about Will Strickler and his success tonight on the field. I do want to mention his little sister, Brooke Strickler, scoring her first soccer goal tonight.
Oh, nice.
So she was really, really excited about that. We got to hear her on the phone right at the beginning of the game. So Mom wanted me to give her a little shout out on the radio. So good job, Brooke. We're excited for you. Good job. Keep it up.
Just a great family, and it's a lot of fun. A kid like Will who works as hard as he does to see the fruits of his labor come out so far this football season. So it's good. It's good that even his little sister can get in on the action too.
Yeah.
So we'll take a couple-minute time out here as we wrap up our halftime show. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me, JT.
Brett. And when we come back, we'll have second half action at Central Montcalm High School. It's 12-7 at half. Big Rapids leads at Central Montcalm High School back in 2 minutes on Big Country 100.9.
Not everyone learns best in a traditional classroom or has the time, resources, or family lifestyle to attend a school. Big Rapids Virtual School offers flexible hybrid learning options for all students from kindergarten through graduation. For 8 years, BRVS has offered an alternative path to high school graduation. COVID challenged us to expand our learning options for all students. Learning can happen at any time, any place, any way, and at any pace. Our program is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with hybrid supports available however you need them, in person and online for all students, grades K-12. Whether you have attended traditional school or are a homeschool family looking to take advantage of the many proven BRVS resources, find us on our webpage for more information and ask how BRVS might support your learning. Go online to brps.org/K12 virtual.
My name is Ben with Sam's Disposal. Did I kick my chair again? My name is Ben with Sam's Disposal. Let me tell you a story about my first love, Stacy Hagerson. She was attacked by rats that were living in a pile of garbage outside of her house. On her deathbed, I made her 2 promises. 1, I'd name my first child Stacy. And 2, I promised I would not rest until I destroyed every ounce of garbage on planet Earth so this could never happen again. Well, now, just 20 years later, and with the help from my son Stacy, we're well on our way to honoring my commitment. If you have garbage at your house that needs to be removed, I strongly urge you to call Sam's Disposal at 796-2952. We have flat fees and no contracts and excellent customer service. My team of garbage-hating experts will rid your home of anything from old underwear to old cars to random junk in your basement. For more information or to schedule a garbage extermination, find Sam's Disposal on Facebook or call us at 796-2952. And think of us, Sam's, every time you see any garbage or junk or anything at all.
Back at Central Montcalm High School, the Hornets out here getting loose. The Cardinals about to take the field, as they'll probably throw a couple more minutes back up on the clock. It is halftime, 12-7. The Cardinals leading this one. We're coming to you live from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios. All touchdowns tonight are celebrated with the Schuberg Insurance Agency. Score a touchdown yourself. You're insured with the Schuberg Insurance Agency. All injuries are cared for by Michigan Primary Care Partners, affordable health care tailored to your needs. Our player of the game, stay tuned for that during the post-game. Supported by Big Rapids Public Schools, educating our future since 1868. All extra points are brought to you by Johnson's Automotive off Northland Drive in Big Rapids, serving the area with honesty and integrity. And, of course, our drive of the game is driven by MOTA, the Mikasa Osceola Transit Authority. MOTA is everywhere. They can get you where you need to go for as little as $2 with discounts for seniors, veterans, and kids. Want to thank a couple of our other sponsors tonight as well, including the Big Rapids Bowling Center. Great pizza, really good time. Just across the Maple Street Bridge on M20. League bowling, open bowling, great food and fun. Sam's Disposal, stop getting tossed around like trash, flat rates, no contracts, no extra fees. And if you're not happy, they'll work with you to make it right. Call Sam's Disposal today. Misiola Tech, welding, IT, CNA certification, and so much more. Misiola Tech can help you get on the career path to success. Visit MisioLaTech.org for details. Lakeside Motorsports, name brand boats, Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, Indian Motorcycles, Polaris, and Can-Am snowmobiles, and off-road. Find it all at Lakeside. Shop today at lakesidemotorsports.net. And finally, Harris Auto Sales and Service. Make your vehicle ready for this coming winter. Get a tune-up today. Great service, but also great sales. Call Mark Solis. You know Mark Solis.
I do.
Who doesn't know Mark Solis?
I know.
guy's been in the community for a long time, and if you're looking for a used vehicle, they got a really good selection at Paris Auto Sales. Premium vehicles, budget vehicles, and everything in between. Just call Mark Solis. Stop in, see him, he'll hook you up. So, Connor, as we get set to head into the second half, this is a ball game. We got rained on briefly. Says that we got about 40 minutes until some more rain comes, but I don't think it's going to be much. But this is a ball game here, 12-7. The Hornets with non-existent yardage in the air, but over 100 yards on the ground in that first half. They only had 27 yards of offense in the first quarter, so they really came on in that second half. They did shoot themselves in the foot a few times, though, with some penalties. They had 3 turnovers in the first quarter, 3 fumbles that the Cardinals recovered. But the Cardinals' offense is kind of stalled out a little bit towards the end of that half. The run game going nowhere, and Will not able to connect with some of his receivers. But I do like what he's doing. Will, even though he's got some incompletions that he hasn't had in the past, he's throwing it where the defender cannot get to, but his receiver can. Yeah. So he's trusting his receivers to be athletes. As we get set for kickoff here, the Cardinals will be kicking away, going right to left. Their Hornets in their home greens will be going left to right. So Heck throws up the arm, runs up, and that's a little squib kick. Going to bounce all the way to the 30-yard line. It's going to be picked up by the Hornets. He's going to shuffle, get up to about the 40-yard line. That was not the kick I thought was going to happen.
No, he definitely was going up like he was going to put that.
Yeah, he kind of faked me out on that. But so, Connor, what do you think needs to happen as the Hornets open up their first drive here going into the third quarter?
Well, they have no passing yards. They figured out the run game is what they need to do to make it strong. The Cardinal defense just needs to keep doing what they've been doing and just keep throwing people at them, basically. And
plug up that inside.
Yeah, just keep staying strong. Don't let up, and we've got a good game.
Yeah, we do. 12-7. Cardinals lead. There's 2 men in the backfield with Crooks. He will take the shotgun. He will hand it off the middle. Oh, he's met immediately, though. Was Mitchell Harold, and that is Tavion, I believe.
Yes. That's what it is.
Tavion Johnson, it's funny. It took him about a quarter down at Coopersville because he's a guy that, he had a pretty good year last year. He's a guy I was keying in on. First quarter, you're like, you're kind of like, what's going on with everyone? And then after that, he has been a monster, getting great penetration, blowing up runs. He's going to bring up 2nd and 11 with 11:20 to go. This time, Crooks fakes the handoff, and he goes down as Fricky brings more pressure. And that's Miller. He is having a heck of a ball game here. David Miller, same thing. Got off to a little bit of a slow start at Coopersville, and since then, him and Noah Brandt are the team lead in tackles. And Miller's had a couple really big plays tonight, including 2 fumble recoveries. I believe Sleeper had the other. He's going to bring up 3rd and 13 now. 10:45 to go in this third quarter. So keeping it on the ground, and the Cardinals needing it. Crooks will look to pass. He's going to fake it and run up the middle. He's met at just past the original line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward to about the 42. The first down marker is at the 49. So that will end this drive for Coach Kreif. And a good job. That is exactly what they needed.
Yes, it is.
This is exactly what the defense needed. Coach Fricky brought some pressure, was able to stop that run. Based on the scouting report, you have a 3 out of 4 chance if you just bite on run to guess right. Jamal will run up and catch this punt. He is immediately tackled at about the 30-yard line with forward progress. So give him the 32 or 33, it looks like. Jamal had to run up about 10, 15 yards just to catch that. We got a late flag on the play. The tackle made all the way back to 32. The flag is at the 45, and it's a block in the back against Big Rapids, so this is going to be marched back even further. Now, this confused me, to be honest, on the last time that this happened on a special teams play, because I thought that it should be 1st and 10. Yeah, where it was, and which is what they're doing now. But last time on a block in the back, it was 1st and like 25.
Oh, so they didn't move the chains,
which I didn't understand. No one argued.
Yeah.
So the Cardinals will start this drive 1st and 10, not to confuse anyone, on their own 22. You get a stoppage as it still says 4th down with the chain gang. These guys are kind of trying to figure it out a little bit. Flip that down marker, sir. Still hasn't done it. Who cares? Will. 2 wide receivers on each side. Keeps Justin in the backfield. There we go. Now we got a 1 up there. 1st down. Will take the handoff and keep it. He's contained on the edge, and he's going to lose some yards there. That play is just going nowhere.
No, it's
not a bad read because Gorchevitz had nothing.
Yeah, it's a busted play at that point, and Will's just trying to do all that he can to get some yards out of it.
He probably, if he lost 2, he probably should have lost 4.
Yeah.
And he fell forward, was able to get 2 back. Cardinals, I think Coach Kripe's making it pretty obvious here, though. They're going to need to go to the air to loosen up this defense, as they have had nothing on the ground game for a quarter plus. Will look to pass, slings it over the middle, caught by Sleeper, and he's going to get the 1st down. So I'm talking about, gets up to about the 35-yard line.
I see 6 guys.
Yards?
Yeah, I see 6 guys coming in on the defense just up the middle. So that run game that's going up the middle, he's just trying to shut it down.
And the Hornets right there fell into a zone. Sleeper cut on the inside of the seam and was wide open. Will, with a little bit of 3-quarter action, was able to get that ball off quickly and into his hands. And good for a 1st down. Cardinals now operating on their own 34. Will look to pass again. Nothing happening. Pressure flushes him out. Far side. He's going to be dragged down and sacked on the far sideline. They'll mark him inbounds, so the clock will keep rolling. That sack by Olsen. Cade Olsen, the junior. They don't have... I'll be honest, I don't know what order this roster is in. Not numerical, it's not in alphabetical, so I don't know. It's not by grade. I don't know. Someone accidentally hit the random function in Microsoft Excel before they printed this, I guess. That's going to bring up 2nd and 16, just under 8 to go. Well, we'll put a man in motion. That's Grant. And on a reverse attempt to Foster, the ball is knocked loose on the transfer and recovered by the Hornets. So correct me if I'm wrong, Connor, but when you have a defense that's bringing a lot of pressure and getting a lot of penetration, do you want to run?
No.
A reverse?
No.
That's a lot of time that it's going to take up.
Especially with how many men they're bringing through the middle. It's going to turn out to be a broken play.
Bringing that pressure,
they need to stick to a short pass game at this point.
It's a good game script that's worked the last couple games. A pitch on the far side here. Ooh, net for minimal gain at that. That's Isaac Johnson on the carry. That was Jamal who stepped up and stopped them right at the original line of scrimmage. Tackling is very good out of this Cardinal defense so far. They're down to 7:25.
They're not letting too many guys slip away once they make contact.
Once they get their hands on them, they're going down, with the notable exception of that touchdown that Harold had bounce off a couple guys. He seems to be an occasional exception. Hornets keep him in the backfield. They will fumble the snap. Crooks will have to fall on it. A lot going on right there. So 2 men in the backfield, each of them crisscross while a guy was in motion, and it looked like they were out of sync as Crooks wanted to, maybe had the option to hand it off to the man coming across in motion. That guy was about 3 yards past him. So I think he tried to give it to him, kind of bobbled the ball a little bit as he tried to bring it back to himself, and then did the right thing and just fell on it. But that's going to bring 3rd and 13. So a potential huge stop here. Of course, this is most likely 4-down territory, but potential huge stop for this Cardinal defense. If they can get out of this without giving up any points after a turnover. Ooh, pressure coming. Crooks is hit. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Good defense by the Cardinals. I think that was Gorchevitz who got his hands on it and knocked it loose. Either Gorchevitz or it was Cheese.
I think it was Cheese.
Cheese got good hands, man.
Yeah.
He's a catcher. Been working with him. Can hit the snot out of the ball. And he can rip the ball out. He forced a fumble last game. Cheese, of course, for anyone that doesn't know, is Philip Wilbur. Philly cheese, cheesesteak, cheese. There. Made the connection. Cheese has made the most of his playtime so far, I have to say.
He has.
He really
done
has.
Very well.
Yeah, he's been a very effective player. He's had a couple big tackles in open field tackles and so on and so forth. So Crooks will put another man in motion, 2 men in the backfield. He's going to look to pass with 2 gloves on. Heaves it towards the end zone. This is knocked down. Really good coverage by Braden Foster. As you could say, he probably had the primary means to catch that ball as he was between the receiver and the ball. It's going to be a turnover on downs for the Hornets and a huge stop for Coach Fricky and his defensive unit here after giving up the ball in their own territory. So a mistake by the offense does not come back to haunt the Cardinals. It stays 12-7, 6:12 to go in this third quarter. What a job. I can't say enough about this defense, man.
Yeah,
that's huge.
They're doing outstanding. I mean, there's really nothing that you can kind of say that they're doing wrong.
They got put on their heels a little bit on that last drive by the Hornets. Second last drive, actually, of the half. Here, a sweep to Grant, and he is popped in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss. I think that you are onto something here, Connor. I think that the Cardinals need to go back to, it's usually an early game script of a lot of short passes.
Yeah.
Some screens over the middle. When you got guys busting into the backfield like this, you're not going to get much on the ground. Will is exceptional at passes under 15 yards. His bread and butter so far. That's that 60+% completion rate.
Because right now you've got Central Montcalm, and they're anticipating run every time.
They're bringing 2 backers on this. Will roll out, throws it, completed to Sleeper. That's a nice gain as Sleeper is pushed out of bounds. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yep.
We got the approval from Mr. Bowman on our play call. So now it's going to be 3rd and 2. So it went from 2nd and 12 to 3rd and 2. So it's a good 10-yard gain for Will and Brody right there. You see they're bringing multiple backers every time, though.
Yeah.
They'll switch it up. So Coach Kripe looks like he's going to rely on his safeties and his corners to cover 4 wide receivers. Now we get a flag, and it's a false start on the Cardinals. I didn't see any movement. No wonder if Will kind of looking to the sideline, if he took that as a balk.
I don't know.
False start.
Yeah, I didn't see really anybody move.
We're a little further away than.
Yeah, they probably saw some that we couldn't.
Yeah, then our Zebras down on the field calling it. But really, they've actually called a pretty good game so far.
Yeah, I haven't disagreed with any.
Yeah, I have no complaints. My main complaints in any of these games has really just been game management.
Yes.
Stoppages and so on and so forth. These guys have been pretty exceptional. So 5:19 to go now. It's 3rd and 7. Will look to pass. Throws it on the run. Diving and incomplete was Jamal. And he's down. Is he hurt? I think Jamal is hurt. And that would be a catastrophic blow. He just dove for that ball. Jess is just going to stretch him out. Yeah,
it looks like a little cramp.
Maybe a cramp. I thought at first he was on the field. He must be 8 inches off the sideline right now. And Jess just went to work. Trainer Jess, good job. So 4th and 7 here, so the Cardinals will look to punt. Rugby-style kick by Jace Heck. That's a pretty good one. It's going to take a Cardinal bounce past the 30, almost to the 25. That's a very good punt for Jace Heck, operating on his own 30. Nice.
The rugby punts are looking like they're working pretty well. Me personally, when I was a punter for the Cardinals, I didn't really like the rugby punt style. I like to just straight up.
Straight on?
Yeah. It just seems like it was more simpler than trying to punt on the run. But with the rugby punt style, if you've got defenders coming at you, or you've got more options that way, you can either take off and run with it, or you can throw a pass.
A little more mobile.
Yeah, you get more options.
Yes. So I see what you're saying. It opens up a fake. Kind of dancing with the ball is Harold. And, boy, he took contact right at the line of scrimmage and was able to kind of shimmy his way up to get 5 yards on that. That's just a running back right there.
Yeah.
That was a good job. That should have been a dead play. So it's already over up in Reed City. 58-7, the Coyotes down the Warriors in a bloodbath. I mean, we're in the third quarter. We had a long first quarter, but still, that's a quick game. Hornets operating on their own 32-yard line here. A pitch on the near side is swallowed up. And that was a couple Cardinals.
That Coach Fricke defense.
That was Cheese on the tackle, but that was Tivion Johnson who really kind of started blowing that play up. So another good job by Coach Fricke. Man, I love it. Look at him, too. He's in it. I love it. What a great guy. Can't say it enough. Big fan of this coaching staff that the Cardinals have here. And the way that this season has been managed thus far, not a whole lot of complaints. Crooks will look to pass. He's got a couple Cardinals in pursuit. Oh, he slips away from one. Throws on the run. Pass is low and incomplete. We did get a flag. I wonder what it is. As Cade Olson hit the deck, flag is right around him, but we're going to get a hold. So that's going to, I think they're going to decline it, though. Decline because it is 4th and 9 on Hornets' 28-yard line with 3:33 to go. (12-7). Just like last year, it's a low-scoring affair. The Cardinals averaging 35 a game, but they only have 12 here. So a good defensive effort by both sides so far. This punt will go out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. I'm not really sure what everyone wanted there.
I didn't see anything wrong with it. I mean, he's getting pulled down.
Yeah.
What's he going to do?
I cannot say enough about this young man here with this mullet. It looks awesome.
It looks great.
So the Cardinals will start their drive on the Hornet 49-yard line. 3:26 to go. 12-7, Big Rapids leads. They will go trips left. Will fake the handoff, keep it. Go to the far side of the field. He's got a blocker. He's up the field. He's got one man to beat. He's pushed out of bounds about the 30-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 31. There you go.
Yeah.
See, a couple of those short passes starts to loosen things up.
They're starting to think pass then, and then you just throw a little run at him.
Well, and you know a play works when you have one of your linemen. You've so effectively blocked the defense that you have one of your linemen in the secondary as a lead blocker for Will.
Yes.
I mean, whoever that was about 12 yards downfield.
Yeah.
for Will. That was an excellent job by that front line.
Huge.
So now the Cardinals trips left. We'll hand it off up the middle to Gorchevitz. That's going to be good for about 5. That will take it up to the 27. So they're only going to give him 3.
I'm thinking they should go with a short pass on this one.
I agree.
2 runs, do a little short pass.
Will's streak, his longest streak of the year, is 7 consecutive passes. He completed all of them, so it can happen. He will fake this handoff, and the Hornets have this one covered. On the option, Will kept it and was tackled at the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to push it back to the 31-yard line and bring up 3rd and 10. Tonight's game brought to you by the Big Rapids Bowling Center just across Maple Street Bridge on M20. League bowling, open bowling, great food and fun. Also brought to you by Lakeside Motorsports. Name brand boats, Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, Indian motorcycles, Polaris, Can-Am snowmobiles, and off-road. Find it all at lakesidemotorsports.net. Will fake the handoff, throw over the middle. He's got a receiver. That's a first down. That's Xander Prince right over the middle. He's tackled at the 15. Will, with just that 3/4 sling, and that's why that works in short yardage.
Yeah.
Because it's a very quick release. He sees his man and pop, he can hit him. He hit Xander right in stride. He's able to get upfield, get the first down. And this is definitely, I don't want to say I'm Sean Payton or anything, but I'm calling plays here.
Yeah.
Let's go. These short passes, man, they're just kind of picking apart the pressure defense. Yeah. Taylor will go in motion. They will hand it off to Gorchevitz up the middle. Nothing there. Maybe 2 yards. Take it to, the 13 most likely. With 1:15 to go in the third. It will be at the 13. 2nd down and 8. Jared Schultz checks off for the Hornets. That's the big man right in the middle of the defense. He will check out. Man in motion. Will look to pass. He will toss one up to Jamal. Let him try to do the work. Jamal slipped, it looked like, and overran the ball, and that's incomplete. That was in the end zone. I like that play, though.
Yeah.
Just let Jamal do the work.
Yes.
Good ball by Will.
That's a typical Jamal and Will ball right there.
The Strickland connection. Could be a movie.
Yeah, it should be.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Or no, it's not. What are they doing? It's 3rd. 3rd and 8. Scoreboard.
A little behind.
Throwing me off. Yeah. 3rd and 8 from the 13-yard line. Man in motion. Will keep this one. He's got a couple blockers around the edge. I think there's a flag. He's going to get the first down. He's going to get a touchdown. We'll see if this stands. I doubt it, based on where the flag is. What a job by Will to cut upfield, get the first down. No, get more than the first down, get a touchdown. But I think it's going to be called back. Let's see what our representative from Foot Locker has to say. It is a hold against the Cardinals. Will was trying to get that edge, and I think when his linemen were keyed up with a corner,
it looked like a linebacker was starting to get away. And
the linebacker?
Yeah. And one of them.
So that's, again, one of those kind of mismatches in size that on the run can, make the outcome a little more susceptible to something like a penalty unless you're very precise and or careful.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 22. Cardinals now on the Hornet 27. Caught by Jamal. He's got space to the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. He's limping, but he scored a touchdown anyway. There it is. And once again,
excellent block.
Excellent blocking by both Xander and Braden Foster to give space to Jamal. He's going to stay in the game, too, so I think he's all right. But to give space to Jamal to get into the end zone, that's his second of the game, his fifth in 2 games. Kid's amazing, man. He's a freak. He's just an athletic freak.
Coach Selzer is using his weapons well.
That was a very nice catch, too. Will put the ball where a defender could not get it. Jamal reached out with 2 hands and grabbed it, and then was able to quickly get his bearings about him, maneuver around a couple defenders, use his blockers. Cardinals will go for 2 here. A pass must have gone off Grant's helmet or a defender's helmet. Grant was in double coverage. Will was just trying to blast that ball into his gut. I think it went off of a defender's helmet and popped in the air, so no good. So the score will stay 18-7. With 32 seconds to go in the third quarter, we'll take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, more Cardinal football on Big Country 100.9.
This is Adam at Paris Auto Sales and Service of Big Rapids. Know that you can trust me and my team of NAPA-certified technicians to be honest and fair, and we will get the job done right for you the first time. When your vehicle needs fixing, whether something small like your heat, something a little more important like your brakes, or even something major like your engine or transmission, call us at Paris Auto Sales and Service of Big Rapids, 231-796-7355. Paris Auto Sales and Service. Just because your car is broke doesn't mean you have to be.
Back here at Central Montcalm Cardinals with another Jamal Strickland touchdown. The Strickler-Strickland connection continues. This a ground ball, good hands at the 45-yard line, and falling right on it was Stephen Dennis, the senior. That was almost like the water boy. Jace Heck just tried to pick someone who maybe had bigger eyes than the rest of them. But Dennis was ready for it. Caught it and fell right down on it. So the Hornets now will start this drive on their own 45. So good field position for them. That's why I'm not always in love with those kicks. Crooks will keep it. Dive forward. He's going to get probably 5. Caleb Crooks, a senior, wears the 2 gloves, low-top shoes. He's a little slippery. So you have a pretty good dynamic there in the backfield for them. You have Caleb Crooks, quarterback. They're not going to throw it, as everyone now knows. Then you have Mitchell Harold, who's going to kind of blast you a little bit. The time will expire in the third quarter. The Hornets now on their own 49-yard line. So we'll take a 60-second timeout this time. And when we come back, fourth quarter on Big Country 100.9.
You don't have to go far for personalized, independent health care. With Michigan Primary Care Partners, our family and internal medicine provides comprehensive medical care with state-of-the-art technology in a caring and compassionate environment. Scheduling and results are easy with virtual appointments, on-site diagnostics, Medicare wellness exams, and an in-house pharmacy. 3 convenient locations in Big Rapids, Reed City, and Canadian Lakes. Schedule your appointment at MichiganPrimaryCarePartners.com today.
MOTA, Mecosta Osceola Transit Authority. They're here. They're everywhere. Available with a phone call to take you here to there, including connections to Isabella and Wexford County, Yates and Clare, shopping trips, meetings, appointments, visits, Monday through Saturday. A MOTA Green and Gold bus can take you where you need to go for as little as $2 with discounts for seniors, veterans, and kids. Call 796-4896 for availability and to confirm your rate. Just call 231-796-MOTA, 796-MOTA.
When quality counts, you can count on us.
We're back here at Central Montcalm High School. A run right up the middle by Harold is not going to result in much, maybe a yard. Bring it to exactly the 50-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5. So through that third quarter, Will Strickler leading the Cardinals on 17 rush attempts, 58 yards, good for 3.4 a carry. That'll do. He is 7 of 15 for 193 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has taken 1 sack tonight. This third down, Crooks up the middle. He's got space. He's breaking loose into the secondary. Stops on a dime to try to get around a couple defenders, and he's going to bring that up past the 30 down to about the 26-yard line. So the Cardinals.
That offensive line just blew a big hole right open.
Crooks had all kinds of space. He could have moonwalked to the first down, but he got a lot more. He's up 1st and 10 now from the Cardinals' 26-yard line. Total in this game heading into that quarter, before that play, Hornets had 132 yards rushing, 5 yards passing. Crooks will put a man in motion. He will fake the handoff, keep it going up the middle, trips forward, and he's going to get probably 6 yards. Looks like they'll spot him right at the 20-yard line. Yards on the ground for the Cardinals, 193 yards in the air. So Big Rapids still showing not quite where they usually are, around the 350-yard mark.
Yeah.
But this is a good defense. The fact that they have 3 scorers on this defense says something. Crooks will take this. With men in motion, he will run it himself and get stopped after maybe 2 yards.
Now, that's the defense that I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, you had, looks like Grant was up there. You also had Jedediah Peck, who's been quite the force. Stopping that, standing Crooks up for a minimal gain. That brings up 3rd and 2. This is definitely 4-down territory, especially in the fourth quarter here. The Cardinal offense is not necessarily one that consistently eats up clock, being especially at this stage in the game, more of a pass-dependent offense. Crooks will hand this one off. This for Harold, a first down. He's going to slip a tackle, and then he drags Foster with him down to the 9-yard line. It's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Hornets.
1st and goal for the Hornets.
Next play will probably click off with just over 9 minutes to go in the game. Cardinals, that 3rd score is big, but one thing you got to keep in mind that you mentioned at break there, Connor, they have not converted an extra point, and hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt them. Harold up the middle will pound his way to about the 5-yard line. Again, he met contact right at the line of scrimmage and was able to just battle for a couple extra yards after contact.
At this point, if I was Coach Berkey, I'd just keep anticipating a run. I haven't seen...
Stop up that middle?
Yeah, I haven't seen the quarterback at all drop back to even...
They're not even pretending. Yeah, no. and you know, with that said, too, how many plays have even been to the outside? They're just going right up the gut.
Yeah.
Crooks will keep this one. He will go to the outside on a fake, and he gets into the end zone, tackled right at the goal line. He was able to fall into the end zone for a Hornet touchdown. Woo! Get some fireworks going here. Looks like Kripe.
Looks like they're going for 2.
I think he's going to go for 2. A little confusion going on for the Hornets right now, but they will go for 2 as Crooks. That's not Crooks. That's Fisher Hill. Oh, he's going to just relay the play to Crooks. So Fisher Hill, if you recognize that name, the younger brother of Gunnar Hill, a rather astute athlete out of Central Montcalm who more or less terrorized Cardinal athletics for the better part of 3 years. Crooks will fake this handoff, dive forward, and he will get the 2 points. We got ourselves a ball game, folks. The Hornets just pounding it. It's a 3-point game, 18-15 with 8:23 to go. And the Cardinal offense is going to need to respond here. I think you just stick with those short passes. They really don't have a solution.
Yeah, you just stick with a couple short passes, maybe throw a run in there, and just keep bouncing back and forth.
Mix it up.
Yeah, because right now, Central Montcalm, they're anticipating run. And when you throw a short pass in there, then they go to short pass. They'll widen out a little bit, and then you just bring that run game right up the middle again.
And that's the beauty of it is the short passes. If you bring pressure, you open up the short yardage, right, for the short passes. Yep. So that's what Coach Cripes has been doing the entire game. That's what Coach Seltzer has recently started to take advantage of. And then eventually, with that, if that keeps working, they will have to make the adjustment and bring less pressure, which will give Will more time, and then he can take some deep shots, or Gorchevitz can get some space past the line of scrimmage. A short kick caught at the 35, brought up to maybe the 38-yard line. That was Brody's sleeper. Just a little chip shot. If you were on approach to the green, maybe coming out of a trap, that wouldn't be a bad little wedge.
Yeah.
Just lob it up there. So the Cardinals will start on their own 38 with 8:21. So the run is mainly a diversion.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I've been seeing, because you just throw a run in there just to kind of dent them again.
Will keep this one. Fakes the handoff. Here we go. He's got space. First down more. He's going to break free. Oh, he said he stepped out of bounds. He was at the 40. They eventually pushed him out close to the 30. Where are they going to mark him?
Looks like 35.
They're going to say the 35-yard line. Huge run for Will as he flips fields for the Cardinals. They're now on the Hornet 35. So what do we know?
I don't know. I mean, what my game plan was, it just got busted.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what we're talking about.
No, I have no idea.
We're just going to keep guessing. Maybe one day we'll be like Tony Romo. But not today.
Right,
yeah. Not today. Good call by Coach Seltzer, Coach Refke, Coach Pedigo, and everyone down there. And good execution by Will as he read that Key biting down on Justin, kept it himself, and was able to cut up the sideline. This time, he will give it to Justin. Justin will pound for maybe 3 or 4 yards.
Justin took a hit there, but he bounced right off, and he even gained a couple yards even after.
We do have a Cardinal down. I hope that's not Justin.
No, Justin's right there.
Okay. So I don't know who that is. Helmet is off, though. Jess is out. Players are going to go to the sideline. So we will take a 30-second break for an injury timeout.
At Isabella Bank, we realize your life is mobile, so you need your banking to be too. Isabella Bank has partnered with the Allpoint ATM network to offer over 55,000 surcharge-free ATMs worldwide. Now you can conveniently access your money free of charge at thousands of locations. Visit IsabellaBank.com to open an account online today. Then find an Allpoints ATM near you on our website or on the Allpoint app. Isabella Bank. Bank local. Bank anywhere. Surcharge free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here at Central Montcalm High School, we still have our Cardinal down. It is 2nd and 7. Cardinals operating from the Hornet 32-yard line with just under 8 minutes to go, 7:58 to be exact. Broadcasting live from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios since 1903, Isabella Bank has been lending a hand in support of area school service, civic organizations to make our communities a better place to live. Isabella Bank, bank local, bank anywhere. Member FDIC. So tonight's game brought to you by Johnson's Automotive Repair. Every extra point, in fact, is they built their reputation on hard work, integrity, and auto repair expertise. North State Street, just south of the airport, Big Rapids, and at johnsonsauto.com. It looks like not necessarily under his own power. That is Ashton Ferguson. Oh, he is on his own power. So hopefully this is nothing serious. And the way he's walking right now with no help, with every step, he actually looks a little better.
Yeah. Probably just twisted the ankle or just got stepped on.
Maybe just needs a breather.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be okay. You like to see that, especially when someone is down on the field for as long as he was. It's not good. But I have to say that trainer Jess is remarkable at her job.
Yes.
She was down there before the play was even done. Gorchevitz up the middle on this 2nd and 7. He's going to get a couple more yards, not much. He's got some extracurricular going on here between Carter Jeffrey and I think Braden. Braden was like, leave me alone. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 now. Ball exactly on the 30-yard line of the Hornets with 7:30 to go. 18-15. This is a big, big drive for the Cardinals. If they can get back on the board here. We're going to get
just what they needed.
We're going to get offsides on the defense. That is at least the 3rd time. Pretty sure that's the 3rd time that's happened for him,
if not the 4th.
So a freebie again. And that's a first down. That is big time, didn't it?
That's huge.
That's the easiest first down you could ask for right there.
They needed that, that's for sure.
Will barely had a hard count.
Yeah.
So ticking down to 7-10. 18-15. Cardinals looking to survive this one at a very tough place to play, Central Montcalm High School. Will takes it out of the gun, fakes a handoff. Ooh, he has some space on the sideline. He's cutting upfield. He might go to the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. What a job by Will Strickler to cut up the sideline.
I'll tell you what, Tavion's block is what made that play as big as it was.
This blocking in the secondary, moving all the way up the field there for the Cardinals, is tremendous. At first, that play looked dead. Yeah. It looked like both Will and Justin were covered. Will pulled the ball back, was able to sneak through the line, cut up, get the first down, and then just zoom up the sideline.
It looked like Will was going to get hit by 3 guys, but I saw Tavion come through with what looked to be like a pull and ended up taking out 2 defenders, which Will was able to kind of shimmy around the 3rd and then get in for a score.
Perfect timing. Just 1 second. And that any given Sunday speech, right? 1 second too late, 1 second too early. Heck, we'll kick this one. It is good.
We have our first extra point.
The Johnson's Automotive extra point. That was a Schuberg Insurance touchdown. And it's 25-15. That, as it stands right now, will be our Moda drive of the game.
Yes.
I was thinking that I could take the easy route and say that the one-pass touchdown to Grant Kidder to set the tone for the game. But at this point, Cardinals pull this one out. That's the drive of the game right there.
That drive was huge.
Tremendous response. And like I just keep saying, get used to Will Strickler getting into that end zone one way or another.
Yep.
The kid is a gamer, and he will score any way he can. He is leading the Cardinals tonight in not only rushing yards, which comes with this next stat, but rushing attempts. Will is reading these keys at the sacrifice of Justin Gorchevitz. But Justin doesn't care. The kid's a gamer, too.
I'll tell you what, I know how Justin feels.
Yeah.
My senior year, it was about the same. Use me as decoy and have Aaron take it up the field.
That's football. That's why if anyone plays fantasy football, it can be very frustrating at times. Because even the best players can be used as decoys. I'm looking at you, DeAndre Hopkins, at the end of last year. A onside kick will be fielded bobbled by the Hornets, but they're going to fall on it at about the 33-yard line.
Coach Stu has to be happy with that one. That was a phenomenal onside kick.
That was good. He found
wasn't down there fast enough. That's it.
Yeah. That probably took one extra tumble forward, and if it had kicked up a little sooner, it would have given the Cardinals time to get down there. But it's not horrible field position.
No, it's not.
The Hornets will start this on their own 33-yard line with 6:48 to go. So the Hornets offense, by nature, keeping it on the ground, will eat up a lot of time. This is Harold. Oh, he's got space. He's up to the 50, to the 40, trying to make a move to get past, and he's brought down at the 39-yard line of the Cardinals. So I just ate my words. But when you keep it on the ground, you're going to eat up a lot of clock. Clock not running. As their chain gang is coming up. Here we go. Clock now running. Boy, these guys are taking their time with smokes. Crooks will keep it. Boy, he held on to that option as long as you possibly could. I think that was Preston Scott, it's a familiar name, who was with him. And Crooks was just trying to read that defense, see when someone would bite. Good job by the Cardinals to string them out, not bite on any one of them to give Crooks an opportunity to cut up field, so he eventually just had to fall forward and get 2 yards. So now on the 36-yard line, Crooks will hand this one off to Harold. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down by Noah Brandt, a tremendous defender for the Cardinals, as he just took out Harold's legs. It's going to be a gain of 1. It's a ball on 35 now with 5:35 to go. 3rd and 7. If you're Coach Kripe, this is most certainly 4-down territory, 4-down situation. The Cardinals off to a good start here. Crooks will fall forward. He's going to gain a couple more, but not before, guess who? Noah Brandt brings him down. So it's going to bring up 4th and 3. The ball on the 31-yard line.
This is a big-time play that the Cardinals...
This could be the play of the game.
Yeah, it could be.
This absolutely could be the play of the game. Ball's on the 31. They need to get to the 28. Right up the middle, we have a flag. He went nowhere.
No, he didn't.
But we have a flag. I think they're going to blow this dead. I think they're saying offsides. Dead ball, offsides, defense. So the Cardinals give the Hornets a freebie. And that could be a big play. I didn't see that, but he must have been lined up offsides.
Yeah.
That's just one of those unforced errors that you cannot afford to do against a team like Central Montcalm this late in the game. Cardinals are up 2 scores. So you'd have to think if the Hornets can score here in the next 90 seconds.
The one thing that the Cardinals have going for them is that they do a heavy run game.
Crooks is going to drop back and look to pass. He's got a man, but it's over his head, off his hands, and incomplete, intended for Fisher Hill. He was open. Cardinals dropped into a pounded, going towards the sideline, just past the first down marker at about the 12-yard line. But Crooks overthrew him, so it brings up second. So you'd have to assume now statistically, the next 3 plays will be on the ground.
Yes. If he throws a pass in there, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah. I think Crooks might be as well. 2nd and 10 on the 26-yard line. Crooks, 2 men in the backfield, puts a man in motion, coming across, fakes the handoff, keeps it. He's got some space. Oh, nice tackle by Cheese. My man. Cheese brings him down. Crooks gets around Cheese. That might be 6. He had the edge there. Cheese kept him contained just long enough and was able to wrap up his legs and bring him down. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 7 on the 23. Cheese coming in clutch. Crooks empties his backfield, looks to pass over the middle. He's got a man. Excellent defense. Oh, they're going to throw a flag. Jace Heck with excellent defense.
That was phenomenal defense. I don't see what they saw as...
I don't see that at all. Oh, that looked like really good defense. And Coach Fricky
is not happy.
Had to be brought back to the sideline. He was very upset on that, and I don't blame him. That looked like a really good play by Jace Heck. Might be biased, but I thought that he timed that perfectly with when the ball got there. So unless they saw some contact prior to the pass getting there, we'll see where this penalty ends up. It's going to be on the 11-yard line. So 1st down, 1st and 10 at the 11. You're saying the 12? That looks like the 11.
I'm going to say the 11.
Scoreboard says 12. All right, I guess we'll go with 12. So first and 10, 12. Cardinal defense. There's a pitch to Harold on the near side. Oh, he lost the ball, but he fell on it in the end zone for a Hornet touchdown. Woo, that was almost disaster for them. Kripe signaling wants to kick. So the Cardinals, even after a successful kick, will still be up 3 with 3:39 to go. Now, both teams do have 3 timeouts. So that pass interference call that, hate to harp on refs, but I don't think existed.
I'd have to agree
on
that one.
Yeah, the Hornets are able to take advantage. The kick is no good. That could be big.
I saw a hand on it from a Cardinal.
Look, that was a low laser beam, and it definitely looked like a change of direction.
Yes.
So 25-21, Cardinals still lead, and they will get the ball here. You'd have to think that Coach Kripe is going to maybe try to pull some trickery out here, but we'll take a 30-second timeout, and when we come back, we'll see. Back in 30 seconds on Big Country.
Why Lakeside Motorsports in Nelson Speed Shop for your outdoor fun adventure? Michigan's Pontoon Superstore. Motorcycles both street and dirt, outboard and inboards, UTVs, ATVs, fishing boats, golf carts, trailers, generators, lawnmowers, both zero turn and push behind from over 36 name brand manufacturers and a top-notch service department with a state-of-the-art service facility. Why would you go anywhere else? For any kind of outdoor fun and adventure, we got it, so come get it. Your summer fun begins at Lakeside Motorsports and Nelson Speed Shop.
We're back at Central Montcalm High School. Cardinals holding on to a thin lead. The Hornets just blasted one into the end zone. We got a little chip shot here and a flag. I'm going to call offsides on the kickoff. Made it 25-21 with 3:39 to go. This will be against the Hornets, so it's going to back up the kick. I'm going to give a quick shout-out to someone that I know is already in bed. But little Dan Scarpelli, my little nephew, big fan. Also my brother Brian. Thanks for listening, guys. So we'll do it again, but this time from the 35-yard line. The hand is up. The whistle, the hand drops. And this time the Hornets will boot it. That's a blast caught by Will all the way back on the 15. He's going to bring it up and run out of bounds just past the 25. That's where the Cardinals will start. Or looks like the 24. My depth perception is apparently not very good on that far sideline. So the Cardinals will start with 3:34 to go on their own 24-yard line. What a boot by the Hornets on that kickoff. After an offsides penalty, pushed it back 5 yards. Tonight's game is brought to you by Paris Auto Sales and Service of Big Rapids. And you're looking for a new, or actually a used vehicle, premium or budget, call Mark Solis at Paris Auto Sales and Service of Big Rapids. Strickler, 2 receivers on the near side, will hand it off to Gorchevitz. He gives a shuffle back towards the middle to avoid a defender, and he's going to get maybe 3 or 4 yards. And now what?
Looks like a timeout.
Do we?
That's what they were signaling.
Okay. I didn't see anyone signal anything.
Whitecap was signaling it, but
right.
The other one.
So the Hornets will take their first timeout. I think Coach Kripe wants to get the defense in order to try to get a stop here. If he can get a 3 and out and force the Cardinals to punt, that would be worst case scenario for Big Rapids. But on the other side, if the Cardinals can get a couple first downs here.
It's hard to kind of figure out what the Cardinals are going to do but if your run game is basically being stopped, you're going to have to throw it.
Well, these short passes, I mean, we keep saying, I feel like we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
These short passes,
they're making a difference.
Well, the defenders are not even close. So there's not, unless there's just a huge mistake by Will. It's kind of not the worst call. They will hand this off to Gorchevitz. He's going to bounce to the outside, cut up field, stiff arm. He's up to the 40 and push out of bounds. Justin gets the first down. That's big time right there for the Cardinals.
I say it. Run game gets shut down, but then that happens.
Yeah, you got to just keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
Tackle there by Jordan Gross. That's always what you want to see. He brings Justin down and then helps him right back up. Good sportsmanship. Really a good crowd on hand here at Central Montcalm. People here are always very friendly and very competitive. They've put a pretty good product on the field here for a couple years. So they marked him down inbounds, and the clock is now ticked down past 3 minutes. So Will, 2 receivers on the weak side of the field. He will fake the handoff, use the blocker. He's got one man to beat. Tries to shuffle past him and then gets swallowed up. And I think we're going to get another timeout by the Hornets to stop the clock with 2:43 to go. Will only got 1 yard there, so he had one man to beat on the edge, and he did, but in the process of doing that, I think that was Hayden McGuire stepped up and was able to bring him down from behind. In good pursuit. These backers for the Hornets, they stay on you. They don't get fooled much. They've got pretty good pursuit on the rush. 25-21 Cardinals lead. They're now operating 2nd and 9 from their own 43. Hornets down to 1 timeout remaining. Cardinals have all 3. So as long as there's good ball security here, and the Cardinals can continue to rip off maybe 4 or 5 yards of play, Coach Seltzer's got to be pretty happy.
I think he's looking at time management here. Coach Seltzer, he's just trying to kind of run down the clock a little bit, stick with running, stay in bounds as much as possible, just to keep that clock from stopping.
That's what this is about. Gorchevitz has a lot of space. He's cutting upfield. He's got the first down. He's going to be at about the Hornet 45-yard line. Great blocking by the Cardinals. They had a solid wedge cutting up the field there, giving Gorchevitz all kinds of far sideline to cut up field, get that first down, and he stayed in bounds, so the clock will continue to tick down to almost 2:30. What a job by Justin on this drive. That's 2 runs he's had where he's been able to bounce to the outside, cut up field with great effect, and get the first down. 1st and 10 from the Hornet 46. 2:15 to go. So far, this drive, a resounding success, as Coach Kripe has had to burn 2 timeouts. Well, with 2 receivers right, he will fake the handoff and keep it. He's going to dance upfield to get 5 or 6 yards, and it didn't look like he was going to have much. And Kripe will burn his final timeout with 2:01 to go. We'll keep it right here. This is good. This is exactly what you're hoping for in a football game.
This is what you need. You just kind of basically use the time as your new weapon now, because currently the Hornets have taken all their timeouts, so they just got to rely on their defense at this point and make sure that they shut all the run game down, so then maybe they get a chance at getting an interception.
This is almost a more effective drive. I mean, I would actually say this is a more effective drive than if the Cardinals had a quick score.
Yes.
You've made Coach Kripe burn all 3 of his timeouts. You've eaten up more than 90 seconds on the clock. It's 2nd and 7. If you can convert 1 more first down, that could be it.
Yeah.
It's going to make it very tough. 2nd and 7. Gorchevitz up the middle. Will pound it. Ooh, great spot. He's going to be about a yard short. Justin just hit that hole as hard as he possibly could. Where are they going to spot him? Looks like just shy of the 35. No. Maybe at the 37-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Yep, from the 37. 90 seconds to go. Cardinals up 25-21. These are the games that make you battle-tested come the end of the year. Cardinals had a doozy last year down at Tri-County, winning in overtime. So Will is no stranger to the pressure. He will have two receivers on the near side. Hand off to Gorchevitz. That's going to be a first down for the Cardinals as he gets up to the 35. Ooh, they're saying a fumble. Hornets are saying it's a fumble.
Refs are saying he was down.
Yeah, the far sideline judge. Yeah, they're signaling first down.
Yep.
Far sideline judge had him down.
Yep.
Oh, that could have been bad. But even then,
they still have hard field position.
They have no timeouts. They have 60 seconds to go. So the Cardinals should be able to just kill this. So this is, in this situation, they will get in the victory formation here. 48. Will take a knee. And folks.
Oh, look at that.
Now we're getting flags. What are we getting flags for?
A little aggressive on the far side from the Hornets.
Some frustration may be boiling over as Coach Kripe will check Zach McGuire out of the game. Let's see what this is. Dead ball foul. Personal foul against the Hornets. You're correct, Connor. Good eyes.
Thank you.
So that will be a first down. Should seal this game. This is what I, in this situation, like about football.
Mm-hmm.
Killing the clock.
Yep.
But this is also what I don't like about football.
Especially
at least in baseball.
On the losing side,
yeah, in baseball, you always get your last shot.
Yep.
Right. But that's part of a clocked game. The Cardinals back in victory are going to down it. This is a big win. I mean, this is a big win for the Cardinals to come down here and to survive playing at Central Montcalm. Coach Kripe runs a really good program, and they're able to throw up 25 points on them, hold them to 21 points. Cardinals are going to win this as time ticks off. 25-21. What a ball game on both sides. This is exactly why you come out for Friday Night Lights. It's exactly why you tune in to 100.9 to listen to Big Rapids play. Whew, what a doozy. We'll take a 60-second timeout. When we'll come back, we'll put a bow on this one. Cardinals win it 25-21.
Let's face it, stuff breaks, leaks, fades, gets old, or just plain reeks. So you gotta toss it, but that costs money and can be dangerous. Before you call a stranger, let Sam's Disposal be your ranger. Billy Day's here with Sam's Disposal. Sam's Disposal is a locally owned and operated company that is honest with flat rates, no contracts, and no hidden fees. If something goes wrong, they work with you to make it right, guaranteed. But wait, there's more. Call right now and get twice the satisfaction for the price of one. That's 2 times the satisfaction for the price of one. Call Sam's Disposal today. Don't delay.
Operators are standing by. Call 231-SANACA. That's 231-SANACA. That's 796-2952. 796-2952. That's 796-2952.
Bernie's Place is open for drive-thru and dine-in.
Coming back here at Central Montcalm High School, we'll put a ball on this one. Cardinals win it 25-21. I'm broadcasting you live from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios. All touchdowns tonight were brought to you by the Schuberg Insurance Agency. You can score a touchdown yourself when you're insured with the Schuberg Insurance Agency. All injuries are always cared for by the Michigan Primary Care Partners. Affordable health care tailored to your needs. Our player of the game, supported by Big Rapids Public Schools, educating our future since 1868. I think that it is, without a doubt, Senior Will Strickler.
I have to strongly agree.
He just, without fear, was able to lead this team. And when the momentum started to look like it would shift, he would come back and respond. It was all capped off. I'm going to go right into another sponsor.
He was
capped off.
He was just so calm.
Calm and collected. He doesn't get phased by much. And it all culminated in our MOTA drive of the game, the Mikasa Osceola Transit Authority. MOTA is here, there, everywhere. They can get you where you need to go for as little as $2 with discounts for seniors, veterans, and kids. It was our drive of the game is our final scoring drive, capped off with a Will Strickler, I'm going to guess like 32-yard touchdown, as he had a keeper, was able to get through a couple defenders, follow his blockers very effectively, cut up field, not only for the first down, but into the end zone to cap this game off and win it for the Cardinals. Just yet again, a tremendous effort out of Will Strickler tonight. Now, I don't want to take anything away from a lot of other individual Cardinal players, but, dude, there was so much good blocking tonight. In key situations on that final drive, tremendous blocking on 2 plays in particular that allowed Justin to cut up field and get the first down and ice the game.
It was, not only did you have your linemen doing phenomenal blocking, but you had your wide receivers putting key blocks, sometimes taking out multiple defenders at once.
Braden Foster?
Yep.
That's just tremendous.
It's huge having an old offensive lineman into the second level blocking for you at times. You just got that big body in front of you, being able to take out many defenders and just run right behind them and just keep going.
This is the first time all season that I consistently saw offensive linemen for the Cardinals getting into the secondary. That's how effective they were on specific plays tonight. And at one point, Coach Kripe had figured out the run game against the Cardinals, but as Mr. Bowman gave us the thumbs up for, Cardinals went to those short passes in the air, loosened up the defense, and then on that final drive, they were in a good enough position, mind space-wise, on that final drive that they were able to make a lot of Hornets move out of the way when everyone knew we were going to run it to kill the clock, and we were able to push them out of the way and allow Justin to get a couple first downs. So last year, the win at Tri-County was something else, right? It was a very exciting game. They were down early, they came back, and then they ended up winning it in overtime. But in my opinion, this is the most impressive win I've seen Will Strickler have.
Yes.
His effort in week 1 really set a tone for every single game since. And tonight, like you said, Connor, he did not waver. Will looked fantastic. He looked poised all night long. Nothing fazed him. So even when the Hornets, in their own house, this is a very tough place to win, we're starting to chip away and come back against the Cardinals. He turned around, had our Moda drive of the game, and was able to win it for him. Just a tremendous individual effort by Will. So I get some stats for you here. Will finished with 23 rushes for 108 yards and a touchdown. His longest, that was 27 yards, so I was 5 yards off. Guess 32. He was 7 of 15, passing for 193 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did take 1 sack. He had that opening touchdown to Grant Kidder where he burned the entire secondary for 79 yards. He then had another touchdown, 2 more touchdowns actually, to Jamal, where Jamal was able to dance and moonwalk his way into the end zone, especially on that second one. Jamal now with 5 touchdowns in 2 games, and it's tough to even count Will's. So Jamal averaging 36.5 yards a catch. Just ridiculous. As I think that, I'll get this stat, I think what Mr. Bowman was just talking about here, the Hornets rushed for 234 yards, so a pretty good job on the ground. That's their bread and butter. Passed for 5.
Wow.
So nothing happening in the air for the Hornets, and I stick to it. Jace Heck, that was a tremendous play on that last drive by the Hornets. I do not think that was a pass interference. I thought that was phenomenal defense. He timed it perfectly, but I digress. The Cardinals finished rushing for 185 yards, passed for 193. That's good for 6.4 yards per play. The Hornets with 5 yards per play. So good stuff. This is my favorite game that Will Strickler has played, though, just because of that consistent leadership.
I'd have to agree with you. He did a phenomenal job out here. He led the offense. When there was down moments, you didn't see a moment of him kind of putting his head down. He kept it up. He kept pushing forward, kept throwing the ball like he knew what he was doing, and he definitely does.
Some coaches might look at someone like Will and in down moments when he's just right here, steady as a rock, they might think, hey, you got to have more passion or something. I personally love that. I think it makes him a tremendous athlete because he can get up but he never gets down. He stays right there. He stays a tremendous leader on this offense. And when you're backed by, flanked by guys like Grant Kidder, Jamal Strickland, Justin Gorchevitz, and then Braden Foster and Brody Sleeper, who did a lot of the intangibles that don't show up on the stat sheet tonight, getting that blocking in the secondary and so on and so forth. Man, it's a tremendous effort. This is my favorite game overall that the Cardinals have played, because this is a tough team to beat, and this is a huge win. This is a win that Coach Seltzer needed, but this is a win that Coach Kripe, I think, needed even more, because right now the Cardinals are in the catbird seat in this conference. They're in the exact same boat as Reed City, and next week you could not be. This is a much better test. Yes, this is a much better test for a team. No offense to Chip Hills, but this is a much better test for a team going into next week, where the Coyotes have to come to a brand new Big Rapids Stadium than the Coyotes playing against the Warriors at home and blowing them out the way they did. Games like this make you battle tested. So next week, let's break the curse. Let's break the curse. I think it's been 10 or 11 years or something like that. So Will Strickler is going to be looking to break the curse. Coach Fricke, Coach Seltzer, tremendous job tonight in how they handled this team, how they handled this game. Love the passion out of Coach Fricke and what he's got going on for that defense. Connor, any final thoughts?
Be ready for next week. It's going to be a battle, that's for sure.
Yeah, just keep riding this momentum, and if we can get an entrance even with half the energy. Yeah. Let's get some lights blinking. We're going to go all out next week as the Cardinals host Reed City at the brand new Cardinal Stadium. I want to thank Mr. Bowman for his stats and his support, as always, every game. Connor, thanks for making the trip down here with me. Also want to thank Kylie back in the studio. Anyone looking for something to do tomorrow, we got a lot of Ferris State actually happening tomorrow. We got a Ferris State football game tomorrow night. But tomorrow, mid-morning, you can head over to the Ferris State softball field, see them playing some fall ball, and show some support for a pretty good program. A lot of girls who work really hard, including Kylie in the studio, as well as Caitlin. So I want to thank them, and I'll be out there tomorrow to watch some innings, and then head over and see if Saginaw Valley can last for more than a quarter against the Ferris football team. That team is ridiculous right now. And you know what? Cardinals are kind of trending in that territory too. So that's it for us tonight. Broadcasting from the Isabella Bank Sports Studios. Cardinals win this one, and they will host the Reed City Coyotes next week. We'll have that game right here on Big Country 100.9. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.